Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Stay in the wild alone, no need for a crew. I've got my flaws and bonds and wish you well on your way. Extend a quest full of mayhem. There is something dangerous in the plan. This game, it warms my heart, proved in the fire as our walls break down. And the years of brawls, every level better as we raise the bar. And I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop. So let me win you over. Grab some dice, become a hoarder. Gather paper and a sword. Join with our crew, kill beholders. From the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres. Please don't let the game be over.
Just a quest and you know I'm hooked. If we forget, we'll check the handbook and it's okay. Stay. It might take hours to kill this dragon, but don't you wanna be the champions when we play? This game, it warms my heart. Choose who we are and then we play the part. And let's dungeon crawl. Now I'm looking deadly with a +1 ball. And I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop.
So let me win you over. Grab some dice, become a hoarder. Gather paper and a sword. Join with our crew, kill beholders. From the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres. Please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. So let me win you over. Grab some dice, become a hoarder. Gather paper and a sword. Join with our crew, kill beholders. From the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres. Please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
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 Please don't let the game be over.
They call me great and terrible, I'm yours. is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry. Flying above, breathing fire in my fury. You pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're cooking in your... You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. You ready? Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. Teeth like swords and you're quickening in your... You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. You ready? Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not go to Utah unless you have turtlenecks. That is now a rule. Um, hi, guys. Welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Let me make sure. Oh, you know what? As usual, I am fucking up everything on TikTok because that's what I do. I fuck everything up on TikTok. TikTok, I really apologize.
no.
You are not the redheaded stepchild. I'm just really bad at this. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. We hope you have had a wonderful week. We hope we can make the start of your weekend as equally wonderful. And we hope that you will enjoy where we're going to be taking our game from this point on, because we have news and information. And plus, I choked on my dinner, and it's doing that thing where now I can't talk right.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But first, before we get into all that stuff, let the wonderful people who are going to be going through the experiment this evening let you know who they are and who they're going to initially be playing in this session of Open Source Life Big Dev Dreams, a cyberpunk red adventure. We are things are changing, so we're going to go over that, but I do want to address one other thing. You may notice that the amazing Cove is not in the cast lineup anymore. Cove is just under a lot right now, and they had to take some steps back from some things. And we'll never begrudge anyone, because at Dinner and a Game, the main rule is always real life comes first. So Cove has taken a step back from this game. They are still going to be in the Tuesday night game for Emerald Sanctums, but they did have to just cut back on their scheduling. So Cove, we love you. We miss you. We hope you're getting lots of rest and recovering. And so, but they're not going to be involved in this from this point on. But we have 4 players who are here, so we can definitely continue on, and we shall. So speaking of players, let's start out by saying hi to these amazing players. I never could talk right. That's not nice. That's not nice at all.
Who's being mean to you, Ray? Do you want me to beat them up?
I'm not crying. You're crying. So first, let's say hi to Dice Goblin Black Cat.
Hi.
Hi, Dice. Who are you going to be playing for at least a while tonight?
Well, I will be playing the psychotherapist Elena, trying to help these wonderful people who have done terrible things to their bodies. in order to become their full selves, they and very shiny in some ways. But I'm trying to keep their brains together, and we'll be we'll be going on some adventures.
Dun,
Yes.
dun, dun. Excellent. Wonderful.
Oh boy.
And after that, we'll say hello
You paid for it.
to Bishi. Bishi, how are you doing, and who are you playing tonight?
I am doing as best I can, doing a lot better than I have been before. Recovery is going nicely for those of you who know that I've recently had a kind of a major surgery, but and I am playing, as always, in this game, the amazing Diana, Diamondback, the glittering Garu, the Queen of Diamonds, and yeah, so she is going to explore her whole hero side a little bit in a game where she gets to play a hero full on. So I assume that this is kind of like while she was after she got converted into a full Borg, and
Yep.
kind of pulling her humanity back to her.
Yep.
So getting into that role that, you know, of her dreams of who it is that she always wanted to be is a major part of this.
Yes.
For her.
And that's going to be like, that's why I thought it was really cool to do this, because it can be just a huge part of the psychotherapy aspect of recovering the lost humanity from this, is basically getting to be in that entire mindset of, I'm going to get to be the hero that I've been building myself to be in a game. Excellent. Thank you so much, Beshi. Then we'll keep going around the horn here and say hi to Thrall. Hi, Thrall. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing fantastic, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Who are you going to be playing for at least a while tonight?
I'm playing Christ, who has been told something about family vacation. You know, that whole bullshit about the family is what you make and find or something. But vacation, whatever.
So basically they lied to Chris.
Yes.
We're gonna go on a brain dance to vacation together.
It is vacation. I don't want to go over too much so audience can be surprised. But Chris might bring bikini and thinks it's a beach episode and is going to be pissed.
It's going to be so,
Different than normal.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say, so ladies and gentlemen, just know someone still might get shot. And finally, we have Vixie. Vixie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I was just thinking that Bowie's probably the one who lied. So it's a vacation.
It's a group effort.
It'll be really hilarious if Bowie survives one murderer just to get killed by the other.
Like Chris, I know. Anyway, I will be playing Bowie, who is a net runner in this game, or at least she is for a little bit. She's super excited to go brain dancing because it means she gets to play in her favorite place, which is the net.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
She's ready. She's ready. She's like, let's go.
I feel like it's like okay, we're gonna put ourselves into like some kind of like Destiny or Halo game and be like, we're going to do this, and then I put you in there, and Chris realizes that she's been lied to and just proceeds to like murder Bowie repeatedly. And like, maybe we will try a different game.
one with less guns.
And Diana will be like, no, if you're upset, just shoot me, you know, because she's in her full conversion Borg thing. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
But in the brain dance, Diana doesn't have that.
Yeah,
That makes it official. Her favorite monster
Yeah.
is Bowie.
Is she more powerful in the brain dance than she is in real life? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to be interesting because Diana's going to be like, "Oh, just shoot me, I won't notice," and you shoot her, and you're like, "Ow!"
Asshole. Okay, I was wrong.
We'll keep all that for in-game.
Yes,
Yes,
it'll be
where
much
that
funner.
goes.
We're going to be playing our Cyberpunk Red characters tonight. But we're doing something a little different because Dinner and a Game has some changes coming up at the beginning of the year, and we're kind of prepping for those now. Number one is we are going to be moving away from Cyberpunk Red and going on to another system. We don't know about how we're going to do that yet, but we kind of found a way to experiment and try some other games out. And that concept is basically that these characters who have to go through some kind of therapy for this are going to go into something in Cyberpunk Red, which is called a brain dance. A brain dance is literally a piece of software that uses a Neuralink, and you go into in your headspace an alternate reality. The brain dances have different levels of intensity. There's bootleg brain dances that you can get where if you die in the brain dance, you just die. It gives you enough neural feedback that it kills you. So what we're doing for this game, though, is the characters are going to go, as they told Chris, on a family vacation. And that means that they're going to be doing this as a group. Dr. Elena is the one who's setting everything up. So it's going to be part of, so not only are you guys going on a vacation, but you're paying for the vacation twice. Because one time you're paying for the vacation, and the next time, and the other instances you had to pay Dr. Elena's bill.
This is fine. We're fine. It's great. We got lots of money.
So that's yet another reason for Chris to shoot Bowie again.
Oh, she's gonna love this when she finds out.
What do you mean? What do you mean we're going on? We
The
have to pay
only
for
person who
vacation?
would not have lied to you is Dr. Elena.
And she was probably the one person who was not allowed to talk to you.
Would have been like, listen, Chum, it was just a vacation. I really thought you needed a break. You're so tense all the time.
I mean, Diane probably thinks of it as a vacation in a way, so you know.
I mean, it's a vacation from reality.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys really need. A braincation. Yes, Bishi, a braincation. But what they're going to be doing is, and what we're going to be doing mechanically, is we're going to be trying out different TTRPG systems. They're probably going to be 1-shots or 2-shots. This one's going to be a 2-shot just because of the nature of how quickly we had to adapt for this and the nature of what's going through. And this week, we're going to be setting up and starting to play Monster of the Week. Now,
Woo!
so basically with Monster of the Week, what we have going on is we have a overall idea of what we're playing, but if anyone's ever played Monster Week before, one of the strengths of it as a game is it is very, number one, incredibly story heavy or story oriented, and number two, very much a group experience rather than something that's just led by the GM and the group follows along where the GM leads. This is very much the players are just as much a storyteller as the GM is. The GM is just here to adjudicate and to basically present all the NPCs. The way that it works for the players is I don't even roll dice in the GM. I will never pick up a dice unless it's to do something random, like who got shot? I don't know. I'll roll a d6. That's the only time I'll ever roll dice. The players handle all the mechanics. But another kicker of that is the players describe how things happen. So instead of me being all like, and this happens and that happens and this happens, you guys roll your thing and I'd say you got a success. And I'll say, so you rolled a simple success, which means this is a success. However, so tell me how you succeed and do whatever you're going to do, and then give me what also went wrong. So the players get to hang themselves, and it's wonderful. And Monster of the Week is a very simple system, 2d6 plus a modifiers. The modifiers are very easy to find. You have moves, which are your basic supernatural abilities. You'll have some resources like weapons and stuff like that that can give you other bonuses and determine how much damage you do. And then you have your statistics, which there are 5 statistics. I can't remember now. 4 or 5 statistics. But anyway, the statistics are kind of like the stat array thing in D&D. You have different arrays of statistics and you choose one and then put it in 5. Thank you very much. But you choose one of the arrays and you put your statistics in the array as listed in the thing. And it's the D6 game. So the literal statistics are -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. That's for a starting character. The highest you can take anything is +3, period. So once you get one of your stats to +3, it can't go no higher. And it is like I said, a very wonderful, simple game, and it's absolutely story based and story driven. It is a game heavily based off of the TV show Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, X-Files, Roswell, all those games that were those shows that were like super popular in the late 90s, early 2000s, and early 90s, but those like with supernatural bends on them, but like also set in the modern era and usually involving teenagers. All those games or those shows are what this game is based on. So this is a modern day version of, we'll just go with Supernatural because that's probably the most well-known one out there. But a modern day version of Supernatural. And so our hunters are going to be trying to unravel some kind of mystery. Very much, and of course, the ultimate comparison, Scooby-Doo. Yep. So, what we're going to do now is, I'm going to let these people get into character, and we're going to go ahead and start going through the initial scene where Dr. Elena is going to be setting up the brain dance, for everyone to go into, and probably explaining what she's intending to do, etc., etc. But I'll let the characters handle that. And we will go ahead and let the scene start. Elena, will we be doing this like at Elena's apartment?
Of course.
Okay. Well,
It's the best, most comfortable place to do it, and this is where all my things are.
Yeah. But I was thinking we can do that, or we can do it in the RV. Your choice. Doesn't matter.
Oh my god, the
van
party
seems like
bus!
The bus seems like it would be a little bit cramped, and at least here there's a little bit more space, and if Chris needs to step away from the session, there are other rooms.
Are you insulting the size of my not Winnebago?
No, I'm not inside. I'm saying there's a place for you to go that is separate from the group, so you don't necessarily have to be involved. So we very much want you to be, although you don't realize that you have been lied to yet.
So we're picking up walking into this office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Oh no. Oh no.
So, Elena, you set up a time and a date for everyone to meet you to do this first big brain dance session. And so you've basically gotten everything set up. You have multiple brain dance units. You rented a big brain dance machine. You got multiple brain dance setups laying around. You rented a bunch of couches that are like kind of like therapy couches that are like, you cleaned out the living room and you bought a bunch of therapy couches.
The living room has several configurations, and this is just one of them. I've done group sessions before. This is just a bit more. I am prepared for more violence this time. Perhaps, but I did also still find some kind of version of pretzels, and there are the red Solo cups.
And Rolf is, of course, running around all excited because his world just changed.
Running around, yes.
She put him on a skateboard, and he is living his best life.
Oh my god, I love those
Road
videos.
He's on the Roomba, and
He's
goes
just around
as
the
it-
room.
as it
Yeah.
does.
Around the room.
This is the Rolf Roomba.
All right, so you're waiting for everyone to show up. For sake of brevity, can we say that you three just basically show up together?
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that Diana is actually carrying everybody's luggage.
You're not actually physically going anywhere.
Yeah, but
No, there's luggage.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
Because Chris thinks they're going on vacation.
Chris has a line of sunscreen
No.
and a pair of sunglasses on and dungarees. She's ready.
Oh,
Always
shit.
just like
I know
walking, like,
exactly
walking
what I'm going
behind
to say when
everybody.
you get to the door.
She's walking behind everybody, just whistling, like doing the innocent, like nope,
No.
this is fine.
All right.
Here's the thing. Chris has been to the apartment before. So
Yep.
there's going to be questions. I think we don't start this right when you get to the door, but maybe right before.
I like when
So-
you go up in the elevator. Yeah, you guys come up to Elena's apartment building. I'm assuming that immediately Bowie and Bowie and Diana just start walking to the building like nothing's going on. We're just walking.
Krista's fine right now.
Okay.
Krista's walking with them.
Mm-hmm.
We knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
You answer. Chris says, "Get shit so we can go. We're going to miss flight."
Welcome. Flight. Oh, I see. Chris, I enjoy your casual wear. I never anticipated seeing it. Anything. Welcome. I have some snacks and drinks in the fridge chilling, but I did get the red solo cup because I hear that is for parties. Come in.
You hear a
Basket
whirring
is
noise,
provided.
and you see Rolf sitting on top of a Roomba, just going back in the background, going by.
You can hear the sound of ice crackling as Chris just.
Diana is directly behind Chris, by the way.
Bowie has like as soon as the word snacks happen, Bowie's gone. Like Bowie's up.
Bowie's headed for the
has, like,
fridge.
walked under everybody and is like going for the snacks already. Like she literally went, "Ooh, snacks!" That's it.
Oh, Bowie,
They-
I know how much you do like the snacks. I will say I did set aside 3 romaine leaves each for you for this group in case you wanted some fresh food.
Romaine. Okay, Choom, my fiber intake is good. I'm gonna stick with the chips.
That's okay. Rolf will eat it anyway.
So there are snacks. You ready? You would you like some snacks? We could go and get some snacks. What do you think?
Diana,
Yes.
the fuck.
What?
What the fuck?
We're on
I
vacation.
will.
I was told the beach. I was told the vacation. I am wearing sunscreen.
Oh well. Okay. I'm actually not sure if I remember any of that. My brain's still a little scrambled inside here, so you'll have to talk with Bowie about that. But let's go on in and check out the snacks. What do you think?
Beeline to Bowie.
Bowie's eating snacks like
Chris almost trips over Rolf as he goes by the other direction.
my solo cup. Let's have a party. Let's
Knock
have
it out of your hand.
Oh, my solo cup.
The Roomba.
Where's my vacation?
So what had happened was I don't think the word vacation is like a loose term, Choom. So my idea of vacation is we go into the net. And that's what Elena said we were gonna do. So that's why I said we were going on a vacation. Can I have my solo cup?
Oh. So we do vacation here, but we still go to beach.
Maybe.
That's going to be arranged. I'm sure that. I mean, we are going to be discussing many things, but also the beach sounds like a lovely time.
Yeah, Dr. Elena said something about putting our brains together, like Play-Doh.
Diana just like shuts the door.
Why here? And then I know what it looks like when you are doing bouncer at door.
Oh, I said I'm
Why
getting
are
used to
we
my new
here?
height.
In this apartment.
Well,
So-
you see, there's enough space for the joint brain dance unit for everyone.
And this is when you notice all the therapy couches with like all their heads together around this weird device in the center of the room that has like little, pretty much headpieces sitting on each one of the couches.
Look directly at the doctor. I didn't know that you were a vacation broker.
It is service in a different way, but I would not call it necessarily vacation so much as alternate reality therapy. Because we are in
And I walk to the door.
Diana, are you still standing
It'd
in
be
front of
better
the
if
door?
I call
Yeah,
it
yeah,
treatment.
She's a larger door than the door. At the moment.
I figured Diana not only is standing in front of the door, but leans back on it.
Chris, it's gonna be fun. Dr. Elena said it's gonna be like a game, Trum. We gotta
They
try
are,
to win
they are
the game.
games, yes.
I pay for vacation, not therapy.
Okay. You are taking a vacation from reality. It is not this place with all the violence and all of the stress. You can eat imaginary foods you have never had before. You can.
What do you mean, no violence?
Diana puts her hand on Chris' shoulder.
Well,
I am
I mean,
not.
I cannot control that, but I mean, the goal is maybe less violence.
I am not fully me. I am still trying to find out who that is. And the only way for me to do that is to take this trip. And the only way for me to be who I actually am is if you're there. If you're totally against it, you and I will go. We'll take some other way. That's fine. But I would really appreciate.
Fine. You need this, and I'll be there. Fine.
I'm just addicted to escapism. I don't like being in this reality anyway.
We will discuss that at your own personal session. But for now,
I don't know what to say to that.
I'm a net runner. I live on the net for a reason.
Christ, I promise I will go through all of the different brain dances that I had Basket procure for me. I am sure there is one that has a lovely beach. And after we do some of the game, some of this role playing that we will be doing, I promise we will have some relaxation time. Yeah,
Fine.
wunderbar.
Suddenly, the closet beside the door opens up and Basket comes out, and he's got a tranquilizer gun in his hand. He's like, "Oh, thank God! I didn't think she would like. I didn't know. Didn't know if I could pull the trigger. And I told you this was a bad idea, and that they were gonna.
You are going to shoot me?
Just with the tranquilizer. It's a tranquilizer. It's a tranquilizer. It's a tranquilizer.
Basket, I told you that I. How long have
Here.
you been in there? I
Here,
thought you
I will
left
show
last
you where to put
night.
it.
He's like, I got in there after I set up all the equipment like you wanted, and then you said, just in case we probably should have some kind of emergency backup plan. So I went down and I got the tranquilizer.
Please tell me you did not shit in my closet.
I did not shit in your closet.
Who are here believes him?
It's not a big closet. You can check. And no, I'm not going to give you the tranquilizer gun because you'll shoot me with it.
Yes.
Basket's made of paper, Trum. Just leave Basket alone.
Basket's
But
like,
I want to shoot him with tranquilizer.
Basket just kind of comes up and he's just like, he's standing behind Diana, but Diana, you can feel him. He's slipping his arm behind your back and trying to grab the doorknob.
It would help me relax.
Diana kind of like backs up a little bit, trapping his arm entirely.
It's like, suddenly Basket's like, ow! Ah! Eek!
I mean, this is a little give and take. I think, don't you think? That's fair.
But
Basket,
no,
where do you have to be?
What?
Where do you have to be?
I don't know, but I'm sure I had to be conscious.
I start walking over there.
He's literally like taking the tranquilizer gun and putting it behind his. He can't move anywhere because his arm is trapped behind Diana, and he's like taking a.
I don't believe we ever discussed actually tranquilizing Chris.
You said backup plan.
Okay, never assume my backup plan involves violence.
It's not
Mine does.
violence.
Give me.
You
I
need
start
to
wrestling on the floor.
apologize. You need to apologize to Chris, and right now the recompense
Chris
that
is
they are
like
desiring
climbing Basket, taking the tranquilizer gun. He's just holding up as high as he can now, and Basket's like, "I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry."
Chris,
Elena
go ahead.
proceeds to just pull out from a drawer next to her a syringe with with some kind of sedative in it, and just goes, "Chris will an inch."
Uh-oh, she froze.
Oh no.
That was a great time to freeze.
It's a great
too.
it's a great screenshot.
Let's put your hand behind it like a trank
Okay,
chart.
sorry, you froze, Goblin.
No, but handing you just a syringe, basically.
It is not the same. I want to pull the trigger and like trying to grab
Yeah,
it from him.
you have one foot on his thigh, and you just like do that lunge thing. You
I
go
think-
snatch the gun out of his hand.
I
Come
think
on,
Bowie's
basket,
gonna hop in there and
let
like
us
grab
do.
Chris like around the waist and try to tug, like do the don't leave Basket alone.
Chris has shot all of us at some point or another, right? You know what? To be really a part of the group, this is kind of this is something that's been a long time coming.
And it's not lethal. He'll be fine.
Basket's like,
Exactly.
what is this? A gang? I'm not getting rolled in.
To be fair, Chris taught me how to shoot. I was not shot.
Chris taught me how to shoot. I was not shot.
I turn and look at you. Would you like to learn how to shoot trank gun? Today is the day.
It's the day.
Not at Basket. He could die.
He could die.
Let go. And just kick him in the leg.
Ow. Basket's like this goes. It just crumples down. If he's like his arm is still pinned behind Anna, but he crumples down. He's like massaging his thigh where you kicked him, and he's like, steel toes. That's still not funny. Ow.
And yeah, just go drop down on one of the beds. We going to do this?
I look for the most reinforced bed.
There's one set up.
for
That was
my-
one.
There's one set with your
9 foot tall
specifications.
Bowie pats Basket on the shoulder and says, I hope it's not broken. I know you can't really take much of a hit, but it's the best I could do. It's better than getting shot, right, June?
He's all like, he's like, I don't know. How do you tell if your femur's broken?
You'll know.
Hold on, let me take a look. Just
It's
pokes
not.
it.
He's got it, but he's got it.
Pokes it.
He pokes it.
Nah, it's not broken. You should be fine. If you need to rest, there is the extra room. Take some time.
I will say, it kind of to show off a little bit that she is not entirely here. Diana does. She's already kind of like removed the tranquilizer gun from Basket's hand. Just kind of like she just takes it. Doesn't assume that he's going to resist.
No, Chris
And
actually
if-
took the tranquilizer
Chris
gun from him
already-
already.
Oh, so you have the tranquilizer gun?
Yes.
She reaches over to the gun and puts her hand out. And then she takes it and she shoots herself. And
Oh!
looks down. Huh. I need this. And then hands the gun back.
I was going to use that on the doctor and then make getaway, but now I feel guilty. I drop it on the floor.
You know what? It wasn't Basket, so I'm sure it's fine.
Well, yeah,
Bowie goes to get one of the beds to go to one of the beds. It's also not, nerve gas, so also fine. I call it a win.
I can tell you as statistically that the gun is like there's nothing it could do to
No.
Diana.
I was gonna say with all the changes you have in your body, it's gonna be filtered out in like 5 seconds.
Oh,
Well, that was an interesting way to start the vacation.
So everyone's laying down on the couches and putting on the VR headsets. They're not
Yes.
even VR; they're actual neural interfaces. So yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
completely immersed in the net.
Here, making sure you are set up correctly.
Bowie's
Bowie
so
is
ready. Like
assisting.
Bowie's like, I'm in. I'm leaving. Fuck this place.
And Bowie, what you know about these units is they're self-contained, so it's not necessarily going on the net, but they're incredibly powerful PCs that
Okay.
generate the 3-dimensional terrain around you, and they through neural stimulus they can replicate anything. They can replicate punches, they can replicate gunshots, they can replicate anything, but you can set the different safety protocols so like a gunshot won't transfer and kill you. A a well-armed martial arts strike won't break your ribs, or you can just crank it all the way up and take really bad risks.
Right. I'm pretty sure this would have been
Absolutely
a
not.
constant stream of consciousness for at least Diana.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as Bowie knew what was happening, especially since they kind of covered up the fact that they were doing this from Christ. So
Covered up the fact that they're doing this at all.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are all getting, you lay down in the different brain nest couches. You brain nest comes. Actually, Basket comes up, and he's the one. Like he said, he got the equipment. So he's like, all right. So this first one that is just, it's kind of like a default one that came with the equipment. He says it's basically, there was this really popular TV show way back before everything happened, and it was called
Ooh.
Supernatural. And it was just like this it's this show that it had something to do with sharks. Like after like the 5th season, people said it was all about jumping the shark all the time. I don't understand it, but
Oh, perhaps, Chris, we are going to the beach after all this time.
so you
I
guys
want to punch a shark.
I want to punch a shark. I don't know. It's because he like holds up the chip. He's like,
What's the show?
it's not really labeled, and it's a bootleg copy anyway. He says, so we're on a budget, and he slips it again. As you guys looking at it, he goes. He's like, all right, you guys ready? Just close your eyes and relax. All right.
Let her rip.
And he goes, you hear him.
Okay, Tim, bye.
You hear some click clacks, and then you hear Basket go, God damn it! And then you hear some bangs. And then suddenly all of you are like whisking down a tube. And you're all standing in a huge white empty room. And a display pops up in front of you, and it says, choose your archetype. And it has all the archetypes from the Monster of the Week book labeled there. And you've all have already chosen your archetypes. So would everyone, we're going to go one at a time, and you guys are going to tell everyone what archetype you're playing. And what that means towards your Cyberpunk Red character. So first off, this time we'll go the opposite direction, and we'll start with Vixie. Vixie?
Oh no! Yes, I have my archetype is the spell slinger. So.
And why did you choose that for Bowie?
I chose sorry, I got distracted because noise in the background. But I chose the spell slinger, and I chose the spell slinger because Bowie is a netrunner originally, and I like the concept of being able to sling spells, since I feel like that's kind of similar to what Bowie does in Cyberpunk Red with the different programs and things that she uses to hack systems.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So next after Bowie, we're going to go around to High Thrall.
So Chris stares at the solid white wall and goes, and clicks the wronged, because in the description, while reading through everything, it literally says in the text for the wronged, Dean Winchester. And that whole, I'm gruff and grumpy, I'm going to save everyone, but there's also like that deep down underneath, something really bad happened to them that pushed them down this track, and they don't see any way out of it. They do the horrible thing so other people can have a better life.
Yeah,
So that falls very much with her.
The whole I'm worthless, so I might as well be the sacrifice.
Yeah, essentially. Not dramatic at all.
No. Everything's fine. This is therapy after all. You're taking care. You're taking
Vacation.
care of the
It's a
problem.
Vacation.
It's vacationary. All right, excellent.
Psychotherapy. I mean vacation.
Vacation. And next we're gonna go around to Beshi. Beshi.
Kind of in a similar vein as far as the whole supernatural thing, because she does like a quick little search on the stuff and kind of like processes a few of the things, and she can't help but be attracted to Castiel's journey as being this this divine, this strong, this powerful thing, but that is still so lost in regular society, still so feeling, disconnected from people and alienated in that way. She watches the scene where Castiel is watching porn, and it's like, if the plumber loves the babysitter, why does he keep spanking her? He must have done something wrong. So that's like, yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
So she goes
Amazing.
for
The plumber loves the babysitter. Why does he keep striking her?
she must have done something wrong.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Ray is broken. You
You
can't break your favorite toy. Don't break the DM.
Next we have Dice Goblin Black Cat playing Elena. Elena, who did Elena pick?
Elena picked the expert
What?
because she is the nerd of the group.
The nerd.
Excellent. So you guys go through all the manual processes. This is like a video game, so you have to set up stats, you pick up your gear, you get to do the whole create your avatar thing. So next we're gonna go. Let's start in the middle, and I'll go back and forth. So Hythro, tell me what Chris would have made their avatar look like.
So Chris isn't the most creative child in the universe. So it's moreover what you see. Again, kind of like what Diana did with looking at reference materials. Dean, again, still falls in line with that whole dark, mysterious look. So it's like, oh, I will do that. And just, she doesn't have any of the cybernetics or anything like that added in.
Gotcha.
So short hair, shaved, in black. Very original.
Gotcha. Perfect. And we'll go down first and go to Bishi. Bishi, I see you've already put your avatar up.
Yeah. So this is basically the look that I have gone with. For her, she is not quite. I mean, she's not as tall as she is in the cyberpunk world, and she definitely has more of a human, pallor to her color and all of that. But beyond that, yes, she's got golden hair, and she's wearing a suit because that she noticed a lot of the angels and demons were all wearing suits and so on. So she sort of went with that with her own little idea. But she's about a 6'5" tall, towering big lady in a suit with eyes that, if you look into them closely, you can basically see the ends of infinity. So there you go.
Okay. Going back up to the top, we have Vixie. Vixie, what did Bowie make her avatar look like?
Bowie is so excited to customize her avatar. You can just see her moving around this is someone who is gamed. She's a net runner. This is where she lives. This is her home space. And I think when she chooses Spell Slinger, she's super excited because she gets she sees all the cool stuff that they can do. And she's like, oh, I'm going to be a witch, right? And she starts thinking, I like channeling Willow from Buffy. And she decides that she's going to be she decides she's going to go with a little bit of a gothic flair. So she chooses a little blue shirt, and she removes her. Yeah. But was I'm here, I'm living the dream. And she gets rid of her little cyber glasses. So so she changes into her little into a little bit more of a gothy overall appearance. Even her hair is not, it's weird because usually Bowie's hair is really loud colors. She went from, I think she was in purple and yellow in Cyberpunk Red, and her hair is actually she goes full on with black hair, and it's parted to the side, and the whole black black eyeshadow and stuff.
I was gonna say, and she has wings that could slice through the man's soul on her eyes.
Yeah, she has. Her wings are on point. Her wings are. They are sharp enough to cut glass, at least.
Your eyeliner is never as perfect as it is in a video game.
Exactly. I have to take off my shirt so I can reveal my little goth look thing. All right. Yay. So yeah.
Excellent. And finally, we come back down. What?
Goth Bowie's here.
Dun dun dun. And we come around to Kat. What does Elena make their avatar look like?
Elena makes it look basically exactly like Elena, except instead of the exact outfit she was wearing, it's more just muted colors instead of anything bright, and then like anyone who would be paying attention would notice that the hair was like only maybe 6 inches shorter. It's not much, but she just was like, I was needing a trim. That's really it.
All right. So you guys are sitting there and you hear through your physical ears, you hear Basket going, all right, just wanted to let you know that the first sim is going to be set up to you where you guys kind of make up the world. So this next part, you guys are going to go into the next portion and you guys are going to create a fictional story that ties all your characters together. So you're going to like, because remember, you're not you're playing a character. So you're going to get a bunch of prompts that are going to tell you what your options are, and you're going to choose from those options. And like, you know, like Chris, you'll tie yourself to Diane with this background thing and blah, blah, blah. So just, that's the last step. And then we get to launch the sim. So have fun, guys.
Where does
Thank
the
you,
beach
Basket.
come in?
That's
Wait.
after. You have to do this next step.
Sure.
Yeah, what? Oh, shit, I gotta hit the button.
Hit the button, Frank.
And you hear Basket, you know, because you can hear through your actual ears, you hear the sound of Basket like running across the room for some reason, and then you hear him go Rolf, and the crashing noise, and then you're whisking through another white tunnel.
I
you
feel
go-
safe.
And then you come into another big screen, and each one of you has the prompts in front of you for the history backgrounds on the backside of the character sheet. So this is where we are going to kind of come out of character a little bit, as we're going to talk about how we're going to tie each one of the new player characters and introduce those characters in as part of the storyline. So we're going to do all that now, kind of almost out of character. And you're going to describe what you're going to be playing and who you're going to be and what their name is and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Who wants to go? Who has some ideas? I know Bishi, you said you had one from earlier when we were talked earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go through that one?
The one with Chris? Yes.
Yes.
It says, now it specifically says I have something to tell them. And that is, you have a crucial role in what is to come. I'm here to guide and defend you. Basically, sort of a guardian angel situation.
Oh, that's kind of cool because you're the wrong too. So
Yeah.
Like literally, that is literally her purpose for being here
Yeah.
is to do this.
yeah. So it says you have something to tell them. That's part of it, right?
But that's why I said I said the thing, because the history says if you are protecting another hunter as your mission, which is what I'm doing, tell them this: you have a crucial role in what is to come. I am here to guide and defend you.
Oh, okay. Got it. I didn't know it gave you the exact nature of what you had to tell them. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so that is basically how we're going to do this the rest of the way through. If you guys have an idea of what you want to do, just like, you know, let me know and we'll go to you next. If you don't have an idea yet, I'm going to basically roll a d6 for the next 3 people who are available, and 1 and 2 will be High Thrall, 3 and 4 will be Black Cat, and 5 and 6 will be Vixie. So, does anyone have any ideas first off?
I'm good with the roll.
Okay, roll.
I'm good with
I
the
had a
roll.
couple. I had a couple.
Okay, rock.
So I thought it would be interesting if Vixie and I were taught by the same master, but because of differences in magical acuity, we went different directions. And it says, ask them how it ended.
So it's interactive. So Vixie, you get to say how the relationship previously ended.
Wow. So I have something in my playbook called an old that has to do with an old rivalry, and so I would say I would love to build on that and like tie it in that way and say, oh, you know, we were rivals and at odds throughout this whole process, and now it's become a tight friendship. And so I think that the like when we say ended, that's the end of our training, right? Am I interpreting that correctly, or is that the end of
It
our?
doesn't really give much more than that. I'm wondering if we say that it ended with the master, the relationship ended with the master instead.
Like I feel like our relationship kind of got like. So our relationship actually ended, right? That's what we're saying.
It doesn't say. It
It's
just
up to
says
to
you were taught by
interpret
the same master. Ask them how it ended. Maybe it's our training with that master that ended.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm going to interpret it as such, and I'm going to say that we essentially that our training with our master ended when they were tragically murdered by some supernatural creature, and we never quite figured out what it was.
Dun, dun, dun. We already have second background, and we already have our first murder. So
Yeah, murder. I mean, I did nerve gas an entire group of anyway. So you're talking
Been
to
there,
this guy.
done that.
There.
nerve gas. It's
Yeah.
so volatile. Who knew?
You know, whatever. But yeah, so to build on that, the old rivalry has turned into a tight friendship. Tell them what you once fought over. So I'm thinking that we actually fought over how to use a spell properly.
Methodologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Like-
say, because the expert is like, they don't have the natural gift for magic that the spellslinger does, so they have to literally like, they're like magicians. They have to train to do something over and over again to where it becomes muscle memory because they don't have the natural inborn ability.
Sorcerer.
Wizard versus
Yes.
sorcerer, yes.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So
yeah,
you're like
it's-
Vix. Bowie's character is like the sorcerer and just has all this natural talent, and Kat's the rivalries is basically Kat's characters is always like, I know what I'm doing because I trained.
I read the manual.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Well, not everybody has like a natural wellspring of magic they can just pull from, you dumb bitch. Some of us have to learn.
What, this isn't easy for you?
Brilliant. I love it. It's great.
So now
My
you,
inner warlock chuckles.
You might not need to roll then, because I think this all ties in together. Real quick,
Mhm.
these things that we're talking about are the prompts, the history prompts when you choose your book, right?
Yes.
The wronged. Okay,
Yeah.
so this actually works out because my whole thing is I had somebody close to me killed. And again, because Christ is not the most creative creature in the world, and is unwittingly falling into the therapy thing without realizing it. Hello, that's what tabletop RPGs do. She's already accidentally working through the trauma because her backstory is her parents and her partner were killed by a mysterious creature. There's a tie-in. And Diana was the one who found her at her lowest to help her. They saw Christ go berserk and brought Christ back after committing a lot of collateral damage. Yeah.
That is really cool because one of the abilities that I picked for my divine is called Soothe, where you can talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice and it calms them down and blocks out panic and anger and negative emotion. That's literally one of my powers.
Hey
All
Ray,
right.
how does it feel having players that just brought it all together? Just like
This is why I love Monster of the Week, because it's literally designed to do that. And like, we already basically have a BBEG. So
And scene.
no, where's more?
I have two
I-
background ideas too as well.
Okay.
So,
Go
but
for
go
it.
ahead.
I was about to say for the other one that I had, because
Uh-huh.
I had one for Vixie and I had one for High Thrall, and I hadn't really figured out a good one for you, Bishi. But the
Mhm.
the one for High Thrall, because here's the thing, I did pick something with High Thrall in mind in my Haven. So part of my Haven is called the Workshop. And that workshop is a space for building and repairing guns, cars, and other gadgets. Which we thought you might go with the wronged or the ex or the professional. So so I kind of went, you know what? I'm gonna have the workshop specifically for Crest. And and one of my history things is they once helped you get a singular item that is now part of your Haven. I feel like it's something within the workshop. I'm not sure what that might be. So if you have a thought.
I was gonna say, because you're looking at this as the workshop is in your Haven, but you got help to set it up because you might not have been as mechanically minded. I would say that you and Chris characters, your two characters, you basically had Chris set up the workshop on the principle of just make it to where we can do whatever we need to do whenever we need to do it. So you
And Chris has free reign in it.
Yeah. So Chris gets to pick
can-
all their toys.
All I can think about, because of the supernatural references, is you're fucking Bobby.
Yeah.
You've got the house with the cars and the workshop and the books and all the stuff that you taught yourself.
To be fair, I think I actually have the bunker.
The
All right,
bunker.
men of letters.
And actually, there is something I could have taken that would have basically made it the bunker, because there's one part of it called Panic Room, and it says this has essential supplies and protected by normal and mystical means. You can hide out there for a few days, safe from pretty much anything.
Bobby's had the panic room
Mhm.
That's true.
because you had all the cars, the workshop, all of that stuff there. Whereas the bunker would be more Bowie's thing because it's that school of magic.
Yep. Well, there was another thing in her place called the oubliette.
All I would be able to think of is
This room
Or
is
Hoggle.
isolated from every kind of monster, spirit, and magic that you know about. Anything you stash in there can't be found, can't do any magic, and can't get out.
I'm making the references so I like have that mental image, because it's like, what's the thing? You got a car. I don't
There
know.
was a garage at the bunker.
Yep.
But it's just keeping in line with that, because that's what you mentioned and that's what my brain went to.
Gotcha. Excellent.
Yep. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I didn't have anything for Bishi. Sorry.
I have a thing for both
Okay.
Bowie and Elena. So with Elena, I'm sorry, with Bowie, because these both work out really, really well. With Bowie, since they've got, the magic and it's kind of natural to them, and some of this is like, experimenting with new stuff as they're learning their stuff. I think that at some point she summoned Diana, and caused her to manifest, which shouldn't have happened, because no one should know her true name. No one should be able to do that. And there's a
Right.
specific background here called they should not be involved in the situations. The prophecy doesn't mention them at all. This gets your attention, but you don't know what it means yet. So the fact that she became like a conduit and appeared, and there you are, and I don't know you, is just like, it's very odd for her.
And like Bowie and her Bowie-ness is like, oh, art imitates life.
Well, yeah, and from the perspective of actually Diane, in reality, because Bowie is a little bit of a wild card for her. And especially now after, all the cybernetics and losing the humanity and trying to rebuild it, Bowie is kind of hard to pin that down as, as sort of like a person she is. So she's actually a person that Diane's, has difficulty figuring out. It's like,
Okay.
why are you this way and here and so on,
So I have a pitch for you then, because there's two that actually like tie themselves together really well with that.
Okay.
And one is that the person acts as your conscience when the power goes to your head. You can ask them about the last time this happened, or comrade in arms, you face the biggest threats together.
Both of those sound really, really cool. I'll let you pick which one that you feel most comfortable with.
I think the acting as the conscience gives a little more context, so I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
And you can tell me about what happened the last time I let the power go to my head.
I think it was one of those cases where you had been holding back and just kind of like playing around, sort of like teasing a dangerous situation because you didn't really appreciate that it was dangerous. And the people got more and more upset. This could even be like one of those situations, because you're a spellcaster, and I don't know, because I'm from the South, this is like something that appears up. You ended up with people who are like, burn the witch kind of situation, but in the modern day. And they hurt you in a way that you just said, if I'm going to be the witch, watch the witch burn you. And you just went off on them. And like you started sort of ascending almost into a very, into your source of power and into a very, very dark place. And there was a time, when you were like at your most, where she put her hand on your shoulder and did the soothing thing. And it's like, that's enough.
Okay. Got it.
Do not make their ignorance informed. Do not prove the lie that they're trying to put, that kind of thing.
Don't be what they say you are. Soft. Okay.
Okay.
Excelente. All right. So you said you had one.
For Elena.
Yeah.
Yes.
For Elena.
Okay. And again, see, each of these is like actually how Diane wants to utilize this therapy to find herself and to react to these different people. She wants to protect and have that core that Chris provides. She wants to learn a little bit, just sort of like puzzle out who Bowie is, because Bowie is a expression of a person that she's not very familiar with. And that fascinates her, and the idea of being there as a conscience for Bowie, because she does remember that whole situation with the running around and the gonna get killed and that sort of thing, and also I will say this, the neurotoxin episode situation where we flooded the room in and all those people passed. That has been something that has been playing in Diana's mind for a while. So the idea of being her conscience really kind of hits for her.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you
that's
may
just
be
like
a mass murderer. That's. But we're not saying that. But you might be.
You're a
Well,
cuddly mass murderer.
To be
Bowie
fair,
just has a
she hasn't
Bowie just has
done
a
it.
lot of potential. A lot of potential. And what is the best way that Diana as a friend can help that potential without like
Find her mustard gas.
without enforcing a potential, because ultimately it is Bowie's choice. Conscience, not jailer.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay.
That's amazing and beautiful.
Now, as far as Elena, this actually works out really, really well, because Elena is sort of, in her mind, is like, she's the one guiding the therapy. She's the teacher. She's the one who ultimately is going to bring Diana back to humanity. So I have a background here specifically that says they're the person you go to for advice on all mortal stuff: sex, food, drugs, television, everything. So how to be a human, basically. She probably through Bowie, she met Elena's character, and Elena, unlike the other characters, is kind of mundane in a way that really appeals to her. It's like you have this source of humanity that escapes me. So tell me, why is the babysitter allowing herself to be struck? That kind of thing. What does the plumber mean about these pipes? I don't understand.
Okay, so what's really funny is I actually have a history note as well. They came to you for advice, and your advice got them out of trouble. That's the
Oh
one thing.
no!
Did you
Yeah.
deal with a plumber?
Don't hit babysitter.
And that's a different game.
But
You can look for that on Dinner in the Games Patreon later.
dinner and a game after dark.
New merch alert. New merch
Actually,
alert.
we actually have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
I made it as a joke because everyone was saying we need we have dinner and a dagger because our anagram is daggers, DAAGERS, and everyone says we have a daggers only fangs, and I was
Oh,
like,
God.
oh god, and so
You
I
all
made
know your assignment.
As opposed to going supernatural, as opposed to going really, really important with this, I want this to be sort of a basic thing, because again, what she's learning from you is more mundane things, things that tie her back to humanity. So I think she ate food for the first time, and it's sort of like that thing in Groundhog Day where she just had like an entire table spread and was just trying absolutely, because she'd never tasted food, and it was just like eating this and eating that and eating that, and gorging herself, probably eating things she shouldn't be eating, maybe some old stuff because she doesn't know. It's like, oh, this Chinese food that's been in this fridge for about 4 weeks, that's got to be good, right? You wouldn't keep it in the fridge for 4 weeks if it wasn't amazing, and then just downs the whole carton.
Yeah. Has nothing to do with the fact that everyone is ADHD and forgot that what's in their refrigerator until it starts smelling weird.
It smells so spicy now.
Exactly.
And I only have clear containers.
But yeah, I think she rescued, because Diane did not know, even with her sort of supernatural thing, it's still, because she's got a basically a human suit body that she's wearing.
Yep.
And it started really, really affecting her. And you were the one who helped her figure out why and got her through it, and probably held her hair while she bent over the porcelain throne and dealt with.
And what did we learn?
What did we
The
learn?
fuzzy green stuff is not tasty.
Food is bad. I don't know why you people eat it. Anyway,
I was just thinking
No,
it was
that
like,
food was bad.
a smell does not always mean good.
Exactly.
All
It
right,
has a
everything
flavor.
must be
The flavor
explored.
is death.
so
Oh my god.
I think Bishi now has ties to everyone.
Yes.
Does Hythral, do you have ties to Elena?
Honestly, really, I think it's going to be very similar to the situation, again, IRL, where Elena created a reality with Chris. So Chris is just kind of following along with that, where, hey, you mentioned the shop setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what all goes with that for your connection with Chris?
It's just that you helped me get that item that is now part of the Haven.
So with that, there's something in here that works for that.
Excellent.
You showed me the ropes in how to actually get going with stuff because of the stuff you have, and help me learn how to get in a position to fight. For you, Bowie, I respect your hard-earned knowledge and come to you for advice, which is kind of a flip-flop of what ends up happening between the characters outside of this, where you're like, what should I do? Kill it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's a switch.
In the back
Oh
of Chris'
God.
mind, in her subconscious, there's that little voice going, "But this is therapy," and Chris is reaching out to Bowie.
So does that work for you
Oh.
guys on that?
Well, it makes
Oh, yeah.
sense that you'd be reaching out to her for advice because Bowie's the video game nut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The person
So,
who likes to.
and you don't want my advice because you're
No.
like, that bitch is therapy.
So yeah, you have the safe space. You have that harbor. I don't need advice. I just need a place. And you showed me the ropes on how to get stuff done. Whereas because the two of you went to school together and have that connection, I can still know, okay, you're both intelligent. Hey, what's your advice? So that works.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Ray?
Yeah.
I
My
think
job is to
that
say yes a lot.
then I could pull the comrade in arms for you and just
Okay.
add like that to the history, because then that would make you, I feel like that would fit you the best. Comrade in arms. We've faced some of the biggest threats together. And then we also have the
This went quick.
looks.
Mhm.
Wait for advice.
You waiting for what?
Yeah. Got it.
All right. So what does the comrade in arms say totally though?
Comrade. Okay, hold on. A comrade in arms. You've faced the biggest threats together.
That's it.
Simple.
Perfect. Nice and simple. Those are always the best.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everybody tied to everybody now? I do believe it is. All right. Excellent. So what we're going to do from this point is we're going to take our break because we're about on that time. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. And then when we come back, we're going to go through each one of you describing your characters. And because I don't know if you came up with a background story for the character or you developed one since then, give us that. Because one of the things you need to know about the brain dance is it is completely immersive. So like when you go into the brain dance, you're going to go into the personality you created for the character. So that's the way it's going to work. So when we get back, just have if you don't have a concept, just kind of have some kind of concept for it. And we'll go ahead and go into that. And that'll be the last piece we have to do before we jump into the actual Monster of the Week game. So ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you so much for being with us. And we really appreciate it. See you in 10. Bye.
Bye.
Stay in the wild alone, no need for a crew. I've got my flaws and bonds and wish you well on your way. Wait, could I extend a quest full of mayhem? There is something dangerous in the plan. This game, it warms my heart, proved in the fire as our walls break down. And the years of walls, every level better as we raise the bar. And I'm on the job, magic items in every shop. So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with unknown, great adventures fighting ogres. Please don't let the game be over.
You suggest a quest and you know I'm hooked. If we forget, we'll check the handbook and it's okay. Stay. It might take hours to kill this dragon, but don't you wanna be the champions when we play? This game, it warms my heart. Choose who we are and then we play the party. Let's dungeon crawl. Now I'm looking deadly with a +1 all, and I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop.
So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Stay in the wild alone, no need for a crew. I've got my flaws and bonds and wish you well on your way. Wait, could I extend a quest full of mayhem? There is something dangerous in the plan. This game, it warms my heart, proved in the fire as our walls break down. And the years of balls, every level better as we raise the bar. And I'm on the job, magic items in every shop. So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over.
You suggest a quest and you know I'm hooked. If we forget, we'll check the handbook and it's okay. Stay. It might take hours to kill this dragon, but don't you wanna be the champions when we play? This game, it warms my heart. Choose who we are and then we play the part. And let's dungeon crawl. Now I'm looking deadly with a +1 all, and I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop.
So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Don't let the game be
Please
over.
don't let the game be over.
Don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over. Please let me win you over. Grab some dice, grab some dice, grab some.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
Stay in the wild alone, no need for a crew. I've got my flaws and bonds and wish you well on your way. Wait, could I extend a quest full of mayhem? There is something dangerous in the plan. This game, it warms my heart, proved in the fire as our walls break down, and the years of balls, every level better as we raise the bar, and I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop. So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over.
You suggest a quest and you know I'm hooked. If we forget, we'll check the handbook and it's okay. Stay. It might take hours to kill this dragon, but don't you wanna be the champions when we play? This game, it warms my heart. Choose who we are and then we play the part. And let's dungeon crawl. Now I'm looking deadly with a +1 all, and I'm on the job. Magic items in every shop.
So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over. So let me win you over, grab some dice, become a hoarder, gather paper and a sword, join with our crew, kill beholders from the tavern on the corner to a battle with a knoll. Great adventures fighting ogres, please don't let the game be over. Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Don't let the game be over.
Please don't let the game be over.
Don't let the game be over.
Please 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 don't let the game be over. Please let me win you over. Grab some dice, grab some dice, grab some.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Let me fix this before I do anything else, because I usually screw this up, and I'm trying not to for once. Trying not to screw this up, but I didn't. Ah, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for waiting. We used that time wisely. We swear we did not get snacks and talk about how our cats were playing. None of that happened. We used that time very, very wisely. So we're gonna get back into it. We said, what I want from you guys right now is you guys, one of the parts of this after you do the histories is you guys haven't been really able to perceive each other in these white rooms, right? But after you finalize the histories, you basically are going to get to see each other's avatars. So what I want is, and I know Vixie, you kind of already explained how
Yes.
it's a cat's head. It's a cat, just a head. It's a Cheshire cat.
He's Cheshire catting it because he's sitting behind my head right
I
now.
know. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically kind of have a change over to where Basket's gonna come back on. He's gonna basically walk you through what's gonna happen next, and you guys are gonna be transferred into the characters, and then we'll be doing the whole. Literally, it's the game plays almost like watching a TV show. So you have these pull-out shots every now and then, like you'll have the intro going up, the pull-out shot for the intro as you guys get walked through what the narrative is going to be, and this is something that you guys will be experiencing as yourselves, and then it will be bleeding into going into the characters directly after that. So, what we're gonna do now is you guys are kind of done with everything like that. You've seen, or you can see each other's avatars now. You know what each other looks like. And you're kind of like, you're still yourselves though. You know the character's background and you know its history, but you don't feel any different. You're still you. Basket comes back on and he says, all right. He says, just to give you the warning, because sometimes this can be a shock, or at least that's what the manual says. He says, what we're going to do now is we're going to integrate your personality with the character you created, and then those are going to merge so you can go into the game. And you're going to be like this, you're going to have control of the character, but you're going to be able to think and feel like it does, so you can make responses as the character would, slightly colored with your own personality. It's kind of part of the vacation part of all this.
That sounds like fun.
Cool. I'm glad at least one person doesn't want to kill me. Basket says, all right, so let me know. Let's go on 3, 2, and 1, and then I'll hit the button. All right, everyone ready?
Thank you, Basket.
You're welcome. 3,
Hurry up.
2, 2.5.
Do it already.
You hear Jesus and slap, and he's like, fucking rental. You hear some banging. He's like, God damn, the buttons are all lighting up and shit. Oh, God damn it, slap. And then suddenly you're just like, you're standing on a street. It's definitely somewhere in the Northeast. It's muggy, not muggy, it's cold, it's clammy, it's wet. This is a very industrial place wherever you're at. And you guys are all sitting around, and I'm going to say that all of you can have your own rides of choice. But what I want to know right now, Elena, first off, what's your character's name? Elaine, got it. That's perfectly fine. So Elaine, because of the shop and everything like that, and you have the space for it, you have like a big ass sedan of some kind. You can pick exactly what it is if you have something you like, but it's going to be something that can hold all of you, and your trunk has to be big enough to put the Winchester stash of weapons in it.
I want the Impala.
You can have the Impala. You can have Baby.
I love that we are just going full into this.
We're fully embracing
I
the
don't think
supernatural.
you understand how much I love that show.
So all appear. You're standing around this gorgeous 1960, I think it was a 66 Chevy Impala. It's black, very
67.
minimal. 67. Thank you. Very minimal chrome on it. Just a very clean lines, and it's sitting there, and but the interior is immaculate. Upholstery is still perfect. Steering wheel, everything is perfect on it. And you guys recognize this immediately as Elaine's car. And Hythor, what's your character's name?
Get back to me. Give me
Got it.
1 second.
Well, your character has worked on this car many times. They're very familiar with it. Every time that Elaine wrecks this car, they just call you and call you and call you until you agree to come over and fix the car. Oh, one other thing. One other thing. If you had anything that you guys wanted to have, like your personal apartments, or anyone wanted to be like roommates, or if you all wanted to like have a big clubhouse where you all live, we should probably decide that now. Before that, so if you can have your separate lives completely, you can each have your own space, or you can be where you all live together in some bigger thing. You do that as you like. So you guys discuss that.
This is kind of perfect as a roundabout with Diana.
Mhm.
Anya. Anya.
Gotcha.
Anya.
All right. So what do you guys think? Do you guys want to have your own places, or
I think Bowie's gonna push to like live together. She's gonna be like, commune, let's go. It'll be fun.
I feel like at least Bowie and I would have like our version of the bunker.
the bunker?
Well, I have a haven. That's
Uh-huh.
part of the expert.
Yep.
It makes sense.
So what about Anya?
Anya's still trying to get everything pulled together, so definitely needs a place to crash.
Gotcha. And Bishi, what about Diane?
She crashes wherever Anya crashes.
Okay, that's right, because you don't let Anya out of your sight.
Like that.
If she's like Castiel, then she doesn't sleep at all.
No.
Yeah.
Anya, sorry. Diana is the reason that the electric bill is always so high, because they stay up all night watching infomercials and shit.
Typical D&D shit. Do you have dark vision?
Dab.
It's funny. It's funny.
But so you guys are standing around the car, and since you all are going to be in the same place, you're literally parked outside of the hideout, the bunker, as it were. In the background, and you all can see this in your mind's eye, there's like a slow pan camera that goes around the car, and you hear in your head a narrator, and the narrator says, "Last time on Supernatural."
Damn it.
Yes.
Excuse me, it's the road so far.
The road so far. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh my god. How could
Lord,
I?
all the Supernatural fans are gonna come for you. Goodbye.
The road so far. All right. Sorry. But yeah. And then you hear this narrator's voice come on and say, Anya and Diana, having recently joined the group, bring with them a new sense of ambition as the group strives to come to grips with their own torrid pasts. Elaine and I'm trying to remember Bishy's character's name. Bishy, what was your character?
You didn't ask me my
That's right, I
character's
haven't asked
name.
I didn't have that yet.
Yep. Yeah.
What's your character's name? 'Cause you were
Her
still
name
coming up with
is.
two.
No, her name was Rowan.
Rowan?
Her name is Rowan.
Is it gonna be Rowan Winchester? A Rowan Remington?
Sorry about that, but no, it's Rowan. It's Rowan Leary.
Got it.
Or
So-
sorry, Rowan Cleary. There's a C there. Rowan Cleary.
Gotcha. So Elaine and Rowan's plans to find the person who killed their former mentor begin to see hope as the two new additions to their own group of supernatural hunters seem to have enough strengths of gift that may help them in their cause. Having just turned up a possible scenario that is similar to the way their master was killed, this group is going to be driving to Detroit, only a few short hours from where they currently reside, in order to investigate the murder of a known practitioner who died in a way shockingly similar to their own lost master.
Bum, bum, bum.
And basically, the for you guys for the meta portion of it, all right, Elena, you and Rowan have been trying to solve this murder forever. You said your master was killed. How was your master killed? Do you have any idea how he was killed? You said he was killed by a mysterious entity, but like, was he was it an obvious invisible murder? Was he killed via magical means?
I feel like it was one of those situations where we were both kind of told to like, hey, like maybe our master was acting kind of weird that day, and then we were both kind of told like we were both just kind of somehow kept away. And maybe I'm pitching this. Feel free to negate whatever you want. But maybe our master, we heard the sounds of like fighting, and when we went to see what had happened, we found our master kind of dead. So we knew something attacked him, but like, and there was some kind of fight happened, but we weren't really sure of anything else, like the whys or the whats or what instigated this whole situation.
I think it would make sense if somehow, because what we do is study things that and how they kill, like supernatural creatures and how they kill. So we would recognize all these different methods. It's like, oh, they were killed in this manner. Well, then it was something like this. So if it was just a bunch of different things all at once, where it's like, okay, that's how a vampire would kill, but that's how a werewolf would kill, but that's how a demon would kill, but that's how like a guy with a gun would kill. Like, if it was just all of these things and none of them made sense together.
Gotcha.
Oh my
So
God, it's
it
a
was-
Jefferson Starship. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so basically, the way your master was killed was pretty much a bunch of methodologies from a bunch of different creatures that of how they kill. Your master is basically put through a lot of them. Is that what I got from that, Kat? Or was I off?
Like it sounds like that's the case. Like maybe we just couldn't identify the
Because
exact
it
means.
had so many features like other creatures and the way they killed.
Yeah.
So like you couldn't identify anything like that. That's perfect for me. So you guys found another practitioner in Detroit that was killed in the exact same way. No one in his coven could figure out what actually killed him. Like every single person who went in and looked at it, like someone came in and looked at it and said, werewolf, obvious, look at this. And someone else came along and said, what are you talking about? Obviously it was a vampire. And someone was like, look at his face. Look at that expression. It was a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So no one could determine how they were killed because they had so many features or so many different ways of being killed by a supernatural creature.
Right.
So, Elena and Diane, you have Elena, you are the wronged, and the wronged has a very Anya,
Yeah.
you're the wronged. The wronged has a very strong tie to what happened to them to make them the wronged. So what exactly was it that happened to you again to make you the wronged?
So I'm gonna double check my character sheet.
Dun dun dun.
Before she knew how to deal with supernatural things or monsters or anything like that, her mother and father were brutally killed. And when she got home with her partner, they were also killed in front of her, but she never got to see what it was because it was in the shadows. It was one of those grab and pull into the shadows and crunching and gargling sounds. And
Gargling.
So-
your partner was gargled.
gargled.
Liquefied.
Cause of death, gargled. But yeah, so that led into her raging and berserking and trying to find the cause of it all. So that's her motivation.
Gotcha. So you pretty much have been trying to figure out what did that. That's your focus as the wronged. You're going to put down every single thing that's a threat to humanity because you're not going to let anyone else suffer like you did. But your main focus is to find the fucking thing that did that and end it. Okay? Diana, you're literally an aspect of the divinity that you're summoned from. And so your main thing is Diana, the huntress, the master tactician, the engineer, and you've been sent here because there is an abomination that does not obey the rules and principles that were laid out in the old times, like the dark times before there was even gods, of what it's supposed to do. It does not have any single purpose, focus, or anything like that. It's just an instrument of chaos. And so you're here to try and hunt down and find that, and you know that Anya is directly tied to this thing somehow and will be meeting it again someday. So, but you also know that Anya is kind of self-destructive and hell-bent to take their vengeance out on as many things as possible. So both yeah.
I was gonna say I have a little bit of a cosmology, if you'll let me pitch
Sure.
it to you. So the idea I had was of Furies, from Greek mythology, but because of the way modern religion has sort of developed, they sort of melded with the concept of angels and come sort of like a bit of both. So as a Fury, she's there for people who are at their most furious and angry, and her job usually is to keep them from going too far while also getting their vengeance, so that they get their vengeance without sort of transforming. So I was thinking, my idea was actually that, and this is not something she's ever communicated to Anya, but that Anya has a chance when she confronts this individual, that if she lets her rage go too far, if she loses herself, she might become one of these things.
Got it. Perfect. That also fits into what I have planned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything lined up. This game, ladies and gentlemen, Monster of the Week, if you've never played it, I don't know how they did it, but so much of tying the histories together builds everything that the game's going to be about. And somehow the history is just naturally tuned to each other. So people find those links. And it basically ends up being that you guys create 99% of the plot. You just don't know it when you're doing it. And as it comes forward, I get to tie that back together to something, which is what I've done. So you guys are in Detroit. And the actual murder took place in Toledo. Oh, sorry, no, you guys are in Toledo. The murder took place in Detroit. So and you can change it because I just selected a town relatively near to Detroit. So
you want to know how long it's going to take to get there? You want to know how to get there? I got you.
It's gonna take about 45 minutes to get there. It's Toledo. You can literally. I got a map. That's why.
It's an Impala. It'll take less than that.
It's an Impala. You're gonna be doing 110 the entire way.
You have clearly never driven up US 23. Clearly.
Never.
Sorry. Kind of used to live in that area. It's fine.
But you guys are headed up to Detroit to investigate this. For background on you all, with your histories and everything like that, your tie-ins to each other are going to be fairly recent, except for Diane's and Elena's, because yours have more of a long-term effect because it happened when Anya first got when the murders first happened. I'm getting the names down. It's going to take me some oopses.
You're good.
So this group has been together long enough to get to know each other pretty well, but the common drive and factor is that you're through the network and everything like that, and there is a hunters network. It basically is word of mouth mostly, and like some message boards on the internet and stuff like that. But through all that, you guys have found each other and been drawn to each other, plus the past experiences you've had together, and you are now all trying to focus on finding these things that did these horrible things to you in the past. If you guys, as you guys get ready to leave, there is just those few moments where you can really take time to like try to internalize what's been happening. And this is one of those times where you suddenly feel odd, because you are these characters currently. So you suddenly feel odd, and there is that superposition you felt when you were first like making the character, of you being like overlooking the character, and you hear Basket's voice, and he says, I don't know, I really don't want to tell you this, but I figure I gotta. So the machine's not working right. I just tried to pull you out, and you know, I got you guys separated from your condition a little bit. He says, but your vitals started crashing, like you guys were going into shock. I don't know how. I may have knocked the machine over earlier, but it looked like it was fine. But so I called the techs, and they're coming to fix it so we can pull you out. But the readings all say that everything's good inside the brain dance, so you guys should be okay until the techs get here to figure out how to pull you out. I tried to pull you out. This is as far as I can get you out so I can talk to you, but your vitals don't look good when I do this. Like, it's not, I don't want to do this a lot. So, I'm sorry, guys.
Wait, Basket, I need you to do one thing before the techs get here. You need to cover the hydroponics so that they don't know I have fresh food that is rolls. Of course, if you want some, feel free to eat it. But,
oh, cool.
You know, cover that.
No problem. I figured you want me to clear your browser history, too.
Why?
I don't know what you look at. I'm not judging. All right, I gotta let you go because I think Bowie's gonna die if I don't. I'll see you guys later.
Pretty sure that he was more scared of Chris than Bowie.
Oh yeah, but you know, he literally, when he pulls you out, it does start to put you into shock, and the longer you stay in shock, the worse it gets.
Yay, vacation.
I mean, Diana is basically just a brain when you're talking about what is actually her own body.
Yeah,
so this is like the worst.
Your
for
brain
her
is
right
not
now.
happy right now, though.
Yep. All right, so
I'm sure everything is fine.
You'll be able to bury her in a shoebox. Oh my god.
We are here to commemorate the life of Diana.
Literally the brain of the party.
Oh god.
We spared no expense in this Tupperware case that we are now going to bury her in.
Airtight, available for $5.99.
In at least 3 different colors.
Upgrade to the matching locking lid for
Dishwasher,
only
safe,
$2
and
more.
microwave safe.
Dear audience, we're professionals. Take us seriously.
Yep.
Why would they take us seriously? We don't take us seriously.
I know.
Good thing no one took that playbook.
Oh my gosh.
Worst vacation ever.
Yay.
Oh, and hello, HydroCorp. Oh, yes, I totally forgot. Captain Caffeine and Numbers, thank you very much for the subscriptions earlier. I really apologize. We were doing all the setup and everything like that, and I didn't notice until I went right before we went to break, and then I was meant to say something when I came back from break, and I forgot again, because ADHD is not a condition, it's a lifestyle, and I'm living it fully. Ugh. All right. So, and we are fine. Thank you very much, HydroCorp. All right, so everything you guys just went through begins to fade almost immediately when you guys are remerged into the personalities. But there is now this slight separation where either your anger at the situation or your anxiety about the situation or just your confusion about the situation has given you this slight buffer between you and the personality. If you exert yourself, you can take over for a few moments as you. But it's a big effort. And also, at certain times, your original personality is going to bleed through the existing personality. So feel free to interpret that as you like. We already talked about some of the stuff like Bowie. Vixie is intending to let Bowie use the slang that they have for their cyberpunk character in this game, even though it does not fit at all. So it's going to be very interesting.
It's gonna be amazing.
So
I think they can slip into their personality, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
So you guys, as you guys kind of come back into focus, it almost seems like, you know, you're snapping right back into the same scene, right back at the same moment. As you do that, you know, Elena, you're kind of running the show because you got the information in the first place. So we're going to say that you told them that you had a lead and you guys need to go to Detroit, and you got in the car and you're going to tell them about what's going on as you go up to Toledo. So you can go ahead and, you know, we can just say that the conversation we had about what happened and everything like that, you basically brief the team on that, letting them know why you want to go and how it might be related to yours. And excuse me, why can't I remember Vixie Belle's character's name?
Rowan?
Rowan,
it's a tree.
I know.
Should I
it's
just
a tree.
Can we have a quick scene right outside the car, sort of like
Absolutely.
an establishing shot? Because what I would like is for the camera to sort of like come in and we're all like, you know, in our own little things.
Feel free to take control of the camera anytime you like.
Yeah, and we can all describe ourselves, because I want to put out there. Diana right now is leaned against the car. She has one hand on top of a fedora that she has found and is put on her head, that she's kind of like leaned forward because she's been watching film noir movies all night. And she's got a unlit cigarette that she keeps putting in her mouth and giving a little suck on. It's just like, you know, at first she kind of has that sort of cool look, and then after a couple of, I don't, what am I supposed to be getting out of this?
Diana,
Yes.
do you want me to light that for you?
Light it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's what you do. I'm gonna, the moment you see it glowing red, you're gonna take a deep old breath, and you're gonna hate every moment of it. Ready?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Pull out Zippo, and light Diana's cigarette for her.
Okay.
Actually, can I do one other thing on the scene?
Mhm.
Anya, as you go to light the cigarette, you kind of just shake your head for a second. You pop it out of her mouth, flip it around, and put the filter end in her mouth.
That's right. That's right.
Take now.
I was actually, if someone if you hadn't offered the Zippo, she was going to like, and someone said, that's not how you do it. And she goes, oh, and then she would kind of start eating it. So this is perfect.
So remember how we went over how to use a straw? You're gonna kind of do the same motion on that, okay?
She snaps her fingers. Put your lips together and blow. Yeah.
No, other direction.
Okay.
In.
Put your lips
In.
together and suck. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what she said. And light it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. And she absolutely fills her lungs 100%, like to the point like it looks, and not because of, you know, both her sort of her strength as a fury and all of that. She literally, like, you know, like the thing just through the fire and just goes like, you know, to ash.
I hit the car window. Rowan, check this shit out. Rowan.
Is she inside the car? I thought we were all
I
standing.
imagine.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh,
Look.
So this is
So,
what they're
Diana,
gonna do.
could you step away while we're getting gas? It's just the fire and the sparks and the.
One quick thing, Diana. As
Mhm.
you are a construct, you don't necessarily have to have internal organs, or you
Mhm.
can be just a person who can do supernatural things. Which way is it?
Well, what I was going to do is roll tough, just
Perfect.
a basic sort of tough roll. Okay.
Watch.
Yeah, no. Wait.
Like I think like as you start banging out the window, like Rowan's like deep in a book and like looks up, and, like looks at you. And Rowan is Rowan has dark hair, looks nothing like Bowie actually does in real life, or yeah, whatever. She has her little goth top on with like a black skirt and black combat boots, and is like covered to the nines with like all kinds of silver jewelry and like her hands are covered in these like tattoos as well. She has a nose piercing, not a septum though, just not like one, not here, like here. And her ears are pierced like multiple times, and she looks up and looks at you and like kind of squints, like, what do you want me to see? Like, is what the nonverbal, like, what?
Nonverbal cues.
I
Yeah,
point at
like-
Diana, waiting for a reaction after having just inhaled the entire thing, either because you're a construct and smoke in the system is bad, or because you have a body and smoke in the system is bad. And just point.
And so, Diana, you rolled a 12. Would you like to describe what happens? It's up to you. You get the scene.
Damn!
I am pretty sure that I absolutely, based on what is used on this, I absolutely ace this. So she entirely just like, and the whole thing went from cigarette to ash all the way through and all the way into the flame, and then she sort of like consumed the flame itself, and then took a moment and kind of like looked this way, looked that way, chewed her lips a little bit, and then burped a not a smoke ring but a fire ring. Interesting. I don't know if I do this again.
Rowan's just like a little oh. Like,
I don't think I've ever. Nope.
Gotta do that at a party. Oh my god.
I thought you literally, when you reacted, you went so high, you killed your noise cancel. You made your noise cancellation kick in.
I don't even have it that high, so yeah. We're gonna have you do that at a party. Make everyone take bets on what the reaction's gonna be. No one's gonna guess that shit. Yeah.
So I did it wrong?
Yeah, oh yeah, completely.
Oh, yeah.
But it was amazing.
Okay.
Well done.
Well,
I have to take an emergency break real quick. I'll be right back. Do you guys want to leave you up and you can keep on role playing?
Yeah,
sure.
We won't do anything important.
We'll get back in the
You
car,
can do
considering
anything
it'll
you
take
want. I'll be able to
45
hear
minutes
you.
to an hour to get there.
yes.
I peek in the window. What are you reading?
What was it? No, Rowan. I thought the window was up, so I'm like sitting here, like Rowan's rolling down the window. I'm assuming it's manual. And like,
Yes, it is. It is a 67 Impala. You better believe that
Thank you.
shit is manual.
and so she's like, as this is happening with Diana, and she looks at Diana and like the puff of like fire, because it was a puff of fire, not smoke, right? It happened.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And she says, "That's a waste of perfectly good tobacco. What? Why would you? That doesn't make any sense."
What are you reading?
She looks down at her book, and then looks at you, and then closes it. I feel like their personality switch, and it's so funny. And says, and like you see like an arcane sigil like on this black leather book, and she says, "That's for me to know and you to find out."
Are you hiding dirty pictures in there?
I don't keep my dirty pictures in some spell book.
So you do have some.
I mean, she's got you there.
She looks at Elaine. She says, "You know, I have been wanting to try a new spell," and like she starts to open the book.
No,
I'm done.
No, no,
I'm done.
no,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I hide behind Diana.
Has everyone
Diana
gotten
is. Go ahead.
like the whatever they want, like snack wise and drink wise from the gas station? Everybody, cool.
I have the white cheddar popcorn from the black bag. I am good to go. And
Perfect.
this candy bar, which is slowly deforming, and she holds up a ice cream Snickers. She
Okay,
keeps it for later,
Diana,
though, and she puts
that's
that in
not
her
like
pocket.
Diana. That's not like the other Snickers. That's ice cream. Remember how we had the ones in the cone before?
Oh.
So that's just a bar form of ice cream. So you're gonna want to eat that like faster.
Hey, Diana, you want to see Elena do a magic trick? Just take your hand and wipe it on her seat.
Okay.
Anya, do you want to ride in the trunk?
Again?
Still got my
Oh,
spell book.
Actually, she so Diana does look at the spell book. Is this spell book like a potent spell book, or is it like a forbidden spell book? Is this a spell book that Diana might recognize as in like you probably shouldn't be reading it, or is it still like, you know, it's just regular kind of
I
text?
think that I don't think it necessarily feels forbidden, like, or anything like that, like energetically. It just looks intimidating because it's black and it has like an arcane sigil on the cover. There's no actual like it's not like it's titled and says like, you know, spell books for
Necronomicon.
dummies. It doesn't
The
say that.
TV spell book.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
TV
yeah.
spell book. It just looks old, like maybe it might like it's been, you know, handed down to her as some kind of heirloom. Whether it's her heirloom or not, you don't know.
Well, the main thing was whether or not Diana was going to act as a conscience in case it was like a forbidden spellbook that she recognized. But since it's not, then she actually kind of like looks at the bar for a moment in the bag, and it's kind of messy. And she heard that you said wipe it on the seat, but she doesn't really want to do that. So instead, she just hands it to you.
Okay.
Like straight up, she hands you the ice cream Snickers.
That hands it to
Oh.
me or hands it to Elena?
Hands it to
To
Elena.
you.
Oh, hands it to me. So she takes it.
Do you have
What
something
is this
to
for?
say?
Because I'm being good. Because I don't have a forbidden spell book.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. The rewards of doing good is a ice cream Snickers, as it says in the the tomes. Does this hat work for me, or should I take it off?
I did not see anything about a bloody candy bar.
My tomes. You've not seen my tomes. The hat.
The hat looks
Hat.
great.
Okay, cool.
Load up.
Yes.
Let's go.
So you all pile
Opens
up.
the candy bar, eats it, it's like melting.
It's like more like you open the candy bar and you start just pouring the milk.
Yes, like soup.
So you guys piled into the Impala. You start driving out. It's like a 45-minute drive from Toledo up to Detroit. As you guys are driving along, there's the usual montage of, you know, different shots of the car as it driving through the night, heading up into Detroit. You finally get into the area where the murder happened. It's in an area that was some kind of, at one point, some kind of industrial warehouse district, but a lot of the warehouses have been turned into loft apartments. So some of them legal, some of them not. And you're summoned to this one older building that a coven was using as their casting location and headquarters. And as you get there, Elaine, you were contacted by a guy. You've always just heard of him mentioned as a guy who knows stuff, and he's Jimmy No Toes. He
ain't got no toes.
He's got no toes. He had a very bad incident where he almost got killed by an airwalker. So, airwalkers are the legendary creature from a native culture that we don't say the actual name of. They pick you up and drag you to death at high speed.
Okay.
Woo,
Cool.
fine.
So basically, his toes were ground off.
Yes.
Is that what we dub a wee woo?
Yeah, the wee woo.
The wee woo.
The wee woo. But
I didn't know that the wee woo did that. I always heard different lore, but okay.
It's got
There's so many.
there's so many different versions of it, but the one from the area you're in does that. So you guys get there, and Jimmy's outside, and Jimmy literally has like, he's got these braces on the lower parts of his legs so he can stand and balance better, because he has, for the most part, prosthetics for half of his foot. So he basically he's kind of standing there, and he's outside, he's smoking a cigarette, and he sees the Impala come up, and he kind of like lifts his head up and nods to you guys, and he comes walking over as you guys are piling out, and he says, go ahead.
I reach back while we're pulling up and start smacking Diana. Hey, that's how you do it. But don't. It's bad for you.
What? Bad? But everybody was doing it. The doctor was
It's a
doing
movie. It's a movie.
it. The patient was doing it.
The
If
patient.
it was in black and white, it led to consequences. I promise.
All right.
So as Jimmy's walking up, you guys like park the Impala, start piling out, and he says, the whole crew. Well, I didn't realize this was gonna be like everybody. Hey, what's up, everybody? I guess, it's the nature of the beast that you guys are here at the same time that some of your other buddies showed up about an hour ago. They already kind of went through the place and they took off. They were saying something about heading to some lake, but I didn't get everything. But they, as far as I know, they didn't touch anything, and the cops the coroner already took the body away. He says, so the room is yours as far as I know. He says, of course the cops put the crime scene tape everywhere, but fuck that. He says, so if you guys want to take a look, the Coven is putting you up. It's a flea bag, but it's better than sleeping in the car. He's like, so you got a place to crash, and he pulls out like hotel keys. He's like, the address is on the key. He says, so they're willing to cover your expenses while you're here doing the investigation, and if you do get a line on what did it and you put it down, there's a bonus.
Thank you, Jimmy.
No problem. He's like, always happy to help. Retirement hasn't been fun, but it's been something.
I go to the back of the car and pull out my sawed-off shotgun. Let's play.
Jimmy's like, Jesus, just a building, goddamn.
You never know.
Yeah, I know. I lost my toes.
We know. You've told us.
Come on. It's a great story. So hard to
Well,
impress you.
Rowan, we should probably start checking to see if anything hits,
All right. So you guys come in, and it is pretty much a converted small warehouse. The front area is like a living area, but there is a wall that divides up the rest of the warehouse, and the wall goes up all the way up 18 feet to the top here. But you can see there's windows in the wall facing over the living room. There is a staircase that goes along the wall at an angle over, and there's a door that goes obviously into an upstairs area. Directly on the other side of the wall on the downstairs, you can see that there's a set of sliding doors, and there's a cute little rustic sign over it that says kitchen and spellcraft. And it's over the sign there. All the furniture looks like it's secondhand, or picked up from someone threw in the curb and someone else brought it into the building. As you guys are kind of walking in, there are 3 women and there's 3 femme presenting people and 1 mask presenting person, all standing in the living area, and the mask presenting person is sitting down on the couch. Sorry, they're not standing. The mask is sitting on the couch and obviously just sobbing. And one of the femme presenting women is sitting there and has her hand on her shoulder, but is still looking at the other 2. And they're like, I don't think we should leave. I mean, we can just double down on the wards. It didn't trip anything. It didn't set anything off. You heard what the other people said. It left no significant tracers. So we don't know what it is. And and she's kind of got her back almost to you because she's consoling the person on the couch. And as you guys are walking up, the other 2 facing toward you, one of them is a petite woman, mousy brown hair. She's in pretty much just a very, very, very basic A-line dress that hangs almost to the floor on them. It's got 2 little straps that go over the shoulders, and they have like hot flowers that go along the straps. The dress itself is like a white and green motif, and they're wearing sandals on their feet. By the way, it is actually September in this area, so it is getting cold. In the 50s.
Only at night.
At night. It's nighttime.
Do Elena and I maybe recognize what coven they're from or anything like that?
It's only got 5 people, so it's like, no, sorry, 6 people. It's 5 people. It's a very small coven. So yes.
Do we already know that it's presenting as multiple things again?
Yes, that's what brought you up. That's
Gotcha.
what the flag flash was.
So theoretically, while they say nothing, like it left no trace, because of our background, we might have something to verify that it was this.
Right. And so the 2 of them that are facing towards you, they look up and they said, and one of them says, "Are you the one that Jimmy sent? Called for?"
Yeah.
Diana, while you have a little pleasantry, she walks like right past everybody and goes straight to the sobbing individual on the chair, and offers up her bag with a little white cheddar popcorn to him, and she utilizes her soothing ability and says, "There will be a future. Rest now, so that you have the strength to overcome it."
And you don't even have to make a roll for Sue, do you?
Right. No, I don't have to make a roll. Basically, it does it like literally the vampire could be in the room and you wouldn't be scared.
Yeah. And so basically what happens is this person who somehow knew the person very well is been in this emotional state for quite some time. When you tell them to rest and everything like that, they just kind of like they're nodding as they're calmed down, and then just the wave of exhaustion from all this extreme emotion washes over them, and they kind of just lay down on the couch and just kind of fall into a sleep. But you can still see that it's fitful. And the femme presenting person who was basically consoling them kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, thank God, they've been just." Bobby was their brother, and we still have no idea who could have wanted to do this to him, because we have no of any enemies that any of us have, and none of us are stupid enough to go around trying to control or summon something that could do this. And the other 2 kind of like they're listening to her talk, but they're nodding along with what they're saying.
So what do you 2 do?
The 2 that are
Elena and Rowan.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, I was about to say, Rowan, we should check. You know?
Well, that's generally the first step. We go and we check the place out to see what happened.
I know that they said that it was presenting in a lot of ways, and
Didn't trip a single ward.
kind
What
of
do
like,
you guys mean by presenting in several ways?
well, you know how when you find a vampire kill, you recognize it, right?
Oh yeah.
There are trails. You know, you can see the teeth marks, you can see bite marks if it's a werewolf, so on and so forth.
The different
There is something that can present in many different ways.
So the corpse had like various different wounds from different creatures.
we've seen this
Great.
before.
Well, that's what we suspect based on what we heard. We haven't actually seen the corpse in person, have we?
True, but we do have that one way of checking for it.
Two actually.
Once the DM gets back, we can ask him if it works.
So while you guys are setting that up, because I'm sure that takes prep, Diana, you are handling the people still in the room, which is incredibly helpful. And Anya is just going to kind of do a perimeter check to make sure nothing's lurking and watching. And that's what she's going to do while you guys get ready.
Yeah.
Well, we also have to know where the body died, so we're going to have to talk to the mourners here. Fortunately, there's no banshee or any of those like hanging about. That would be terrible. That omens, you know.
You know, it's also helpful that clearly if something was here, it's at least not an immediate threat.
Thankfully.
Yeah,
should
but if it was
reiterate what
here,
we
we could
said.
deal with it.
Hopefully. So Rowan and Elaine are setting up whatever spell, ritual, whatever it is, to check to see if it's the same thing that killed our master.
Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing about what killed your master is it attacked when you guys, whatever it did to your master, had the markings of all these different creatures to it. But the biggest thing that you had a problem with, the reason you couldn't identify what killed your master, is because aside from the wounds, there was no magical residue that's usually common with a supernatural creature to let you identify it. Like, you know, you can tell when a poltergeist attacks because there's, you know,
Right.
often ectoplasm and other things like that that indicates a poltergeist. You can tell when a werewolf attacks because there'll be fur. You can tell when a vampire has done something because usually it's not horrific wounds. It's usually just like 2 simple punctures, or maybe a throat torn out.
Well,
Yeah, we went
earlier
over
I
that
had-
while you were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier I had asked if we had a way to tell if it was the same thing that killed our master, and you had said
Just-
yes.
Yes, because it's the exact same creatures that are emulated in the wounds.
Okay, but wouldn't we have to figure that out from being at the morgue?
We'd have to
No,
look
that's
at
what-
the body.
That's what when Jimmy called you with the information, he told you that from what, because you posted out that you're looking for something that matched this on basically the
Okay.
hunter net, and so Jimmy called you with the information saying this one has the same basic MO. It looks like he was torn apart by a group of monsters.
Okay, so we don't actually have a way to tell that it's the actual thing. It's just the same MO.
That and the
Okay.
only other time you've heard of this thing attacking was your master.
Okay, so that changes what we're doing because our premise was wrong.
Right. Well, maybe we can ask some questions. Some more questions, perhaps.
And your premise was you're going to try and cast a ritual to try and identify this thing, right?
I mean, I thought we were checking to make sure it was the same thing. But if that's
Right,
not
that's
There's
Magic.
Well, I also have a thing in my playbook that called forensic, it's some kind of forensic divination
Yes.
that allows me to, whenever we're investigating a mystery, I can ask what magic was done here as a free extra question. So that's what I was going to use.
Gotcha. All right. So do you have to spend anything to do that or make a roll to do that at all?
Nope, it's just a free extra question that I get whenever I investigate a mystery.
Yeah. So you have to roll investigate a mystery, which is a sharp
Okay.
roll. And you can just, I think it on the character sheet online, it literally says investigate a mystery. You just click it.
Yes, there is investigate a mystery.
Yes.
So, okay, I've got that open, but I think I have to. You said it's a sharp roll.
Yes.
Roll plus sharp on a 10 plus hold 2, and on a 7 to 9 hold 1.
Yep.
I
how
don't
many
know what
questions you get
that-
to ask.
Okay. Got it. So, which die do I click? The red one or the white one?
Let me bring up a character sheet, and I'll see what you.
Uh,
Because there's 2 dice next to the stat.
What are you
Oh, they both
investigating?
light up.
You click on both of them.
Oh, they're both lit up. So just click on them.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you like investigating the aura of the area, like magically, or are you like looking
sorta.
around to the stuff? Or well, it's just if any of the investigation deals with talking to the coven, then I would like to do the help action since I can sort of soothe and keep them logical and keep them on point.
Gotcha. Well, this
So-
is actually
Okay.
more divining magically, so.
Right, exactly. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, perfect.
So it's asking me for an input value that says plus minus forward. Is that where I put in the
Your
plus 1
sharp.
for sharp?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I thought that was because plus and forwards are like a special ability you get if you roll really well.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's right. It's not just
Okay.
that.
So
You can
do I
give them to
put
other
it at
players.
0 then?
Yes. So just don't put anything in there. 0.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That was my fault.
Digital rolling.
Okay.
Oh.
That
6.
that's a failure. So
Mhm.
what you're going to do is you're going to mark an experience point on your character sheet. Because
Yay.
in
Okay.
Monster of the Week, every time you fail at something, you get an experience point. The other thing is, as you try and do this forensic divination, the one thing your forensic divination will definitely tell you is that there is no trace of magic being used here, but there's one thing that makes you suspicious of this. And when she tells you that, she does that and she finds that information out. Ellen, there is one of the things that both of you kind of clue on real back is this is a coven. They said there was wards. There should be magic fucking everywhere.
interesting. So it's almost like anti-magic.
Elaine, sorry. So yeah, you don't even feel the wards.
There's no trace of magic here. Not even the words they're talking about.
And one of
Whatever
them's head kind
do.
of snaps up. It's like, I can still feel them in place. I put them there myself.
Maybe you didn't do as good a job as you thought.
Uh,
Well,
They
Not
kinda look
you.
upset.
Not you, Rowan. Them.
No, they
Yeah.
kind of look upset and they stand up, and they begin like putting together like spell components.
okay. So here's a question. If the wards are no longer there, and it leaves no magical trace, which we know, is any, and you said there's no magic present currently anywhere. Can I try to cast a simple spell?
Yes, you can just do like
Okay,
the whole.
I'm just gonna try and cast a simple spell to see if is whatever is jamming the magic or whatever, for those of us D&D familiar, like an anti-magic field.
Yeah, it's like anti-magic
Like-
type thing.
Yeah, like is that still Is the eye of the beholder still on me?
Make me a weird roll.
Great.
So behind the back and
Eh.
whistle while you work.
Let's see if you get XP. Nope, you made it. All right, so you basically just summoned, you will some magic into existence, doing whatever small, like cantrippy type thing you want to do, and the magic comes readily to hand. It goes off like it should. Like if you're like just doing little pop rockets in your hand or something like that, everything happens like it should.
Okay, so whatever was here canceling out the magic isn't here any longer. Elaine would turn to the coven members and say, if you want to put your wards back in place, I would recommend doing that.
And so she's like, I'm working on it. I just don't understand because I never felt them go down.
I mean, do you really want to stay here?
Not anymore.
No offense.
Not
I
anymore.
mean-
And they all kind of look at each other. It's like, they gotta look at each other. It's like, we can just go stay at the same hotel we booked their rooms in. It's close enough that it's far enough away that we should be able to be okay, and close enough that we can get back here if we need to.
You said you're still feeling your wards.
She says, I felt my wards as if they were still intact. They say I just tried to modify them, and they're not there.
Okay. Would you let me examine your aura, essentially, to see if there was some kind of block there?
There's no harm in that, so I don't.
Hey, Diana,
Mm-hmm.
you want to take a look around for any runes or sigils or anything?
Would you believe it's not actually my strong suit?
You gotta be kidding me.
No.
Swiss Army
Okay, so-
Angels out. You guys go on.
No, listen. So we have the studied magic here, and we have the gifted magic here, and I'm just sort of magic itself. Does that make sense?
Can you magic yourself around to see if you can find something?
I mean, I could look around for sure. Absolutely. Or actually, you know what? I'll have a conversation with the other two and see if there's anything else about this that they haven't brought up because it didn't make sense at the time or because they were too stressed and so on. Basically, I'll have a conversation with them because that's
Sounds
where
like
she's
you-
best.
It sounds like both you and Elaine have this bit taken care of. I'm happy to walk with you for a bit, Anya, if you want to look around and see if we can find any other clues.
I kind of want to look outside and see if it, messed with any gates, fences, left any kind of footprints, drag marks, blood splatter, anything. Turn around and look at the people at the couch. So how exactly torn up, gory was the scene? Was it like a big bloodbath or was it like little nicks and 1,000 paper cuts that killed them? Just so I know what I'm looking for.
They all like pale when you're talking about it like that, and then one of them goes, they were very badly injured. It looked like
Are we talking
something had
chunks?
No, they looked like something had clawed them up. There was an obvious vampire bite on their neck.
Okay.
They had a rictus. Their face was caught. It was stuck in a rictus vision of terror. It was just a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh. I turn and look at Rowan. That's something to work with. There might be some blood splatter to go with any drag marks. Good. That's something. Okay.
There could still be something blocking the magic in this place. They just said they couldn't. They thought their wards were present and they're gone.
Can you do like a magical version of that spray that they put on blood with a black light? Luminol. That's it. Can you do like a magical luminol?
I can certainly try, I suppose.
I mean, isn't that just checking for magical residue?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that pretty much she'd be checking for magic again.
And
I
yeah,
realize you already went over this, but
head outside.
All right, so you guys can head outside.
Yes.
Now the room itself is you can see where the body was. You can see where the blood is around the body. There doesn't seem to be like, except for where the body was, there doesn't seem like any other blood spatter. Like no trails leading back, no trails leading to the door, no leading to a window, nothing. And as you go outside and you walk around the building, you don't find. I'm not going to make your roll. You don't find any blood spatter on the ground, anything like that. Out of frustration, you kind of begin moving out farther around, and you're walking kind of like along the next door neighbor building, and it's another smaller warehouse, and there is a chain link fence on the back of that building with a "Beware of Dog" sign on it. Like the warehouse has a chain link fence around it, and as you're walking along, you're waiting for the rah rah rah, the dog charging the fence, and nothing happens. And as you come around, you can see that there is several carcasses on the side of the building.
I look at Rowan. Are you gonna be okay with this? Or do you want to wait here?
Actually, I could use them as spelling bees, couldn't I?
I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I know this can be kind of sensitive.
It doesn't bother me. Why don't we get to close a look? Maybe there's something I can use here for a spell or two.
All right. And yeah, go to examine the corpses to see if they have the multiple wounds on them as well.
As you walk up, the dogs, it's like three pitties. As you walk up to them, instead of being gore everywhere and the dogs being torn up, it looks like their necks were simply broken. It doesn't match the MO at all.
This is different. Maybe it was a dog monster. Maybe it likes dogs.
I think Rowan kneels down and is like putting her hands on touching these dead creatures, at least one of the dead dogs. And says, "Oh, it's a pity. They're probably just trying to defend, their master." And she jerks her head towards the sign.
Rowan, that was a good pun. Just
Do you?
I'm sorry. Serious moment.
Are you doing anything else, Rowan?
She just looks at you like, huh, for a minute. This is the joke. Actually, no. No, I got one better. She looks at you and says, "I don't get it, Choom. What do you mean?"
What the fuck you talking about? Look. I'm gonna go check the fence to see if there's any fur or anything caught in it or any kind of footprints from where it had to struggle to get through. There's gotta be something. Chain link fences for evidence.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
So,
walk over there.
Rowan, what are you doing at the dogs?
I think Rowan is it looks like she's kind of almost showing the dog some reverence in death, but then she takes out a black handled knife, and ironically it looks like a Bowie knife. Yeah. And she's and she proceeds to start cutting them open.
Vivisecting on this plate.
Yeah, dissecting them and taking useful parts for spells.
As you're inspecting the dogs and looking them over to try and see what you can use for spell components, you naturally just extend your magical senses out, because that usually is how you can gauge. Like if something died terrified, you can take its heart to use it as a fear spell. You know what I mean?
Right.
That type of thing. So as you reach out, you feel a surge of a type of incredibly chaotic and almost like God, what's a good way to describe it? It's chaotic and it's old, ancient. magic. And these dogs died terrified. And from the feeling of their thing, in their animalistic minds, they basically were in fear of a apex predator. That's what they. That's what their mind was. As you go back up to the fence line, Hathor, your character goes back to the fence line. You can see on the top of the chain link fence there is what looks to be looks like it hooked on the top of the chain link fence, but it will stay there. But there looks to be a scarf that was hooked on the top of the chain link fence. Is kind of just like dangling. You thought it was a rag when you came by the first time, but it's like an old, worn, well-loved scarf.
Reach up, pull it down. Hey, Rowan. Evidence.
Physical, yeah. Actually, these dogs are also a bit of evidence too.
But this might have come from the thing. It likes scarves.
Like scarves.
Apparently, it's very fashionable. Good job.
Do you need to hold it?
I'm working on something at the moment, and she she takes the heart out of the dog.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You literally have a bunch of Ziploc. You have the gloves and everything on, and you have a bunch of Ziploc bags that you keep in your bag, and you just drop the heart in, Ziploc the bag. Closed.
What? They're good spell parts. I'm not going to let them go to waste.
We've come this far. I trust you.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, let's flip back to the warehouse real quick. Diana, you said you were going to try and ask these people some more questions.
Yeah, what she's basically going to do is utilizing sort of like a very calm, kind of soothing voice to both get them out of the frustration and the nervousness of this time period, and also the fear.
Yes.
If she can. And then she's going to do a charm roll, and she's basically going to, and I hate that manipulation is the way that they word this, but she's going to see if there's anything that they're either not telling on purpose, due to fear or whatever, or that they don't think is necessarily important, but now that all of the other emotions are kind of drowned out, it's suddenly hit.
No, I understand exactly what you're angling for. Elaine, what are you doing while they're doing this?
I was checking that one witch's aura.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
thought.
All right.
So
I
see,
need I need you to make me the weird roll, because you're basically going to be reading their aura. And Diane, you don't have to make a roll for the soothe, but I want you to make me a charm roll. No. Actually, this would count as investigative mystery. So go ahead and make me an investigative mystery roll.
Okay, I specifically was trying to go with the charm roll because I suck at investigation.
Let me see what we can do for that.
I don't see the investigative mystery.
It's a basic move. If you look on the thing that I just linked,
The basic
you'll
move
see all
sheet?
yeah. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff there that you can do. So yeah, that's why I was trying to do the manipulation thing, because she's way more charming than she's sharp. She's actually not that sharp.
I understand.
She's trying to do the manipulate someone.
Yeah, but the I understand what they're trying for, but it doesn't actually work mechanically, because you can't manipulate someone into. I guess you could. All right, make me a charm roll.
Okay. Cool.
I talked myself into it.
Didn't even have to do anything, just sit there.
Well, I was gonna say you can't really manipulate someone into having an aha moment and remembering something, but then I was like, but then again, she just soothed all their emotions, got them nice and calm, put them in a more relaxed state. So yeah, their memory might be able to pop into something. Okay.
Would what I'm doing be investigate a mystery?
Yes, you could. If you don't want to roll weird on that, you can definitely roll investigate a mystery. Because just because you're using magic doesn't mean it has to always be a weird roll. I would just always default magic to a weird roll. But if you, like you said, you just it's good. It's a good concept and idea that you're using your magic to investigate a mystery. So it's an investigate the mystery roll. And you rolled an 8. Good
I
God.
didn't roll anything.
No, Diane. You really like 12s. You're never gonna get any XP that way. You need to start.
I know. I'm being too successful.
All right. So, but yeah, no. So you're gonna get exactly what you're looking for. Give me one moment so I can have that conversation with you, as I will check back in with Kat and see what they rolled.
I'll go ahead and. Apparently, I really like 8s.
But that is a success. So on investigate a mystery, that means you get to ask one question off of the investigate a mystery list.
Hold on. I guess maybe what is being concealed here?
Good question. Whatever came here and did this was very purposeful, and even though the wounds are chaos and the scene is chaos and the lack of magic is just a massive mystery, whatever it did put out a lot of effort to make it that way. So it probably targeted this individual for a reason. It's because it could have taken any of them, and it waited until this person was alone in the apartment. And that means that it needed them for something. It might have been something the entire group was tied into, or it might have been something that only they were tied into. But what's being concealed is the fact that this creature tried everything to make it look like chaos, look like some kind of random event. But this was obviously very selectively targeted.
Okay, so do I see anything that was essentially blocking their their ability to tell that their wards went down? Was that...
You can't really find that, but if it was something that was that deliberate, then yes, it could definitely be something that would find a way to do that as well.
So I'm not necessarily seeing anything, but because of the other piece of it, I can infer that...
Yeah, it's not like you get a vision when you investigate a mystery. You're putting together the clues in your own head, and I'm giving you a way to link them back to what's going on.
So effectively, I don't have any kind of like proof or anything specific. Like, I'm not recognizing any kind of spell that would have done this. I'm just going, okay, they were definitely blocked somehow, in some way, and it made to believe that their wards were still present.
Yep.
And it was to specifically get at this person. And
that makes complete sense, because that means whatever it was could cross the wards freely and not worry about anyone knowing about it.
I'm still like in that anti-magic field thing.
Yep. So really quick over to Diane. Diane?
Can I a little suggestion real quick?
Sure.
Okay, because I just read up on manipulate someone, and when you get a 12, one of the things that the bonus for the 12 is you get a ally for the rest of they
can become an ally, yes.
So this is what I was thinking. Since she soothed the brother and helped him pass out, he's, like kind of in a dream state, but also is kind of like listening. And because she's a fury, and her whole aspect is inspiring proper vengeance,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of energizes him to suddenly wake up. He'll maybe share whatever clue that is going to be dropped, and then say, "And I want in on this. I want to help,"
Okay.
kind of thing. Because that's sort of like Diane's thing. So as a fury, she's taking someone who has lost something and is giving them an opportunity to pursue their vengeance as an ally to us in this investigation.
So, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And that can basically happen as the rest of this conversation happens.
Yes.
But as you're asking them questions and they're trying to, and they're more relaxed in their answering, the only thing that any of them directly say that is any different than what they gave earlier is that Bobby had been going and trying out some new rituals that he had gotten from a gentleman on the north side of town who was a known practitioner, but who no one knew what if he was with a coven or anything like that. No one knew who he associated with. There's no he's been local forever. Everyone has known about him forever, but no one knows who he practices with or practices for, or what he practices. And Bobby had said that they had met him at a coffee shop and they had started talking, and that they were exchanging information, and Bobby had gotten these new rituals. And so that's the only thing that's different.
But that's a pretty big little clue there, especially depending on the information that he handed.
Yeah. But the reason they didn't divulge this to like the police or anything like that is because naturally it's not something they want to throw out there, that there was supernatural involved. And the reason that they didn't divulge it when Jimmy was asking about it was twofold. Number one, they don't really know Jimmy. And he's known in the hunter circles, but they're not hunters. They're practitioners. And hunters kind of have a bad rep across the board. And so that's one reason they didn't give him any information. And the second reason, well, no, it's not even a reason. And then they're like, and plus, I don't even know why I didn't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
It just never really came to mind.
Very interesting.
My brain just went, somebody cooked here.
Somebody cooked here. All right. So
and if hearing that, does the brother kind of like pop up or whatever? It's like,
oh yeah, that's when the brother pops up, and he says, he kind of sits up and he like looks around at you all, and he's like, it has to be that guy. He has to have something to do with this. And he kind of looks up at you, Diane. Are you guys gonna go talk to him?
I put a hand on his shoulder. I will help you find your vengeance and guide it properly, so that it doesn't come back to destroy you.
He kind of looks at you oddly, and he says, but are you going to question him?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I want to come with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just, yes.
When we get to that point, we will let you know.
Get to that point.
We still have to look at the body and take it and examine some things. And honestly, it's been a long drive. We need to sleep at some point.
He shakes his head.
I'm not there, but I agree.
He kind of shakes his head and he's like, fine, but you're taking me with you. You're not ditching me here and going and doing this on your own.
See,
Okay.
the problem is Diane, like fully is like absolutely committed because this guy has a right to his vengeance, so she's perfectly happy to
Yeah.
bring this guy along.
Yeah. If this guy's guilty, we'll help you kill him. It's fine. But yeah, so he kind of looks at them and is like, let's go book the rooms at the hotel. I want to make sure that they don't try and ditch me. So at the same time, you guys are coming back from after cutting up dogs.
I mean, give me spells in front of me.
Fuck, guys.
And I
in
mean,
reality.
she did like feel
I
for
hand her
them.
a wet wipe.
Say what?
I hand her a wet wipe.
Oh my god.
Thank you very much.
Rowan,
Yes.
do you ever touch the scarf as you're coming back?
If it's handed to me, like would Anya have handed it to me once I've cleaned my hands
Probably.
of dog bits?
The dog bits.
Yes.
Yes, she would have handed it to you.
They're eating it. Sorry.
No. Bad.
Oh no. Oh
No.
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 It's in chat. It's in chat. It's between
Yeah.
us. It's funny.
It's recycling. It's recycling is what we're calling it. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Anyway, so
Sorry, that threw me off. Continue.
That's the fun thing about hex slingers. They use the whole dog.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
no.
there you
they use so she takes the scarf as soon as she's finished with her little
Mhm.
collection of ingredients.
The moment you touch the scarf, and oh my god, I'm having so much trouble with names tonight. I am so sorry. I thought you were
Late at night on dinner and a
Anya?
game.
Anya, you see her. She just throws her head back. Her eyes roll up to the whites, and she's holding it, but she's like frozen there, like looking at the sky. You, in your mind, Rowan, you see this visage of a humanoid figure dressed in a long brown coat, wearing the scarf. You can see they're in trousers, but where their head is, there's just this glowing white blank figure. Where their hands stick out of the coat, they're just glowing white and blank. And I'm talking glowing. And as they come up, they just casually jump up, not even touching the fence. They put one hand on the top of the fence, like barely with fingers touching it, and they sail over the fence. You can see, and you can't hear anything, but in the vision, you can see the dogs are like just going crazy, barking at this person as they come over the fence, but they also have their tails between their legs and they're backing up. And they go over the fence and they land on the ground. And as they do so, the dogs like just leap forward and charge. They hold up their hand. The dogs all freeze in place, and then they just go, and the dogs all drop.
They just Darth Vader the dogs.
Mm-hmm. And then the vision goes away. Oh, and when he went over the fence, you saw that the scarf hooked on the fence and came off of him as he went over, but they didn't notice it or didn't care about it and never went back for it.
And then the vision.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
vision ends. The other thing is, it's the same quality, and it's a stronger encounter with the same magics that you felt that caused the dog's fear. And you have an inkling that you understand this magic is of an unearthly origin.
Okay.
It's not a natural magic. It's not like druidic magic. It's not hermetic magic where it's done through rituals and by binding words and stuff like that. This is very much something that comes from something not human. And
Okay.
there's lots of supernatural creatures that use magic.
Okay. And I think she just once she like comes out of the trance, she just looks down at the scarf and looks at Anya and says, "Oh, fuck me."
Coffee first? What is it?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about the scarf that you handed me. This thing apparently tells a bit of a story. Why don't we go back in the house and we can tell the others as well?
So as you guys walk back to the, go ahead, Athro.
I'm guessing that that's what happened, and you weren't in fact having a seizure/stroke.
/stroke.
Of course not. That's not something that happens to me. I feel things. It's normal for spellcasters, right? Right?
Sure. I don't know.
You've never seen it before.
I've never seen you do that before. That was new. Let's go inside. You're right. Let's.
I was if you had more influence than Chris, you would probably have said something like, "It's also what people with tumors do." But anyway, so yeah, you go back inside. As you're coming inside, Diana, you and Elaine are just finishing your conversation. As you walk inside, you're kind of holding the scarf in your hand because it's important now. And as you walk in the door, the guy sitting on the couch turns and says, "That's Bobby's scarf. Where'd you find it?" It's his favorite thing in the world. It's like, my mom knitted it for him. Our mom knitted it for him.
That's the guy who died, right? Like that's
but he was wearing it when they took him to the coroners because it was soaked in blood. And
your brother didn't also happen to have a brown coat, did he?
yeah,
Did your brother have a habit of getting possessed?
no,
Are you sure?
yes.
I'm only asking because I'm curious about the coat thing.
How do you know he had a brown coat?
I
He
was
wearing
asking
the
if
coat.
that-
It looked like the cop said it looked like he was getting ready to go somewhere, and he apparently opened the door, and whoever he opened the door to bowled him into the room and did that.
Did your brother hate dogs a lot?
No. The only reason we don't have a dog now is because the landlord won't let us.
Right, well, if you'll just give us a moment to meet with the rest of our crew here, we'll just figure that. We have a little something to discuss. And then maybe if we have some questions, we can ask you then. But for now, do you mind, Elaine?
We need privacy.
Diana?
sure.
They all kind of look at you, and they're like, "It's our apartment."
It's our
can go to the car.
investigation.
We can go
You
to the
already
car.
said
It's fine.
you
We can go to the
couldn't
car.
stay here.
We'll go to the bathroom or something.
Fine. To the car. I liked my idea.
All right. so
Honestly, Diana was like all about the bathroom thing because apparently she hears that, that's like a whole thing is to go together in the bathroom and have a conversation. She's excited.
Not a
You're
residential
excited.
bathroom.
I
Not-
get to do a human thing.
public bathrooms. Public bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Am I doing this wrong? Yes.
Do you guys go out to the car?
Yes.
You can actually
Yeah.
literally just go outside.
Yeah. So we
Um,
go outside. Rowan, what was? Why did we need to?
So, I don't know if you managed to find anything out about what happened to the person who passed in this home, but Anya found this. She motions
I found
to
a
Anya,
scarf.
so I can get her props. And she says, and the interesting thing is when I grabbed onto it, it had a bit of magic on it.
No, you don't understand. She's leaving out a part. She touched it and went all and like eyes rolled in the back of the head.
Like I said, there's
At
magic
which
on
point-
it.
See, at which point, because I've just constantly been checking for magic stuff, my brain just goes, ooh, gimme!
She lets her take it. Like,
Yeah, like that.
Which is going to be basically just the idea is basically going to be like feeding it through fingers, looking it very carefully, and it's just, that is where she's going with it.
You
Elaine,
reach out and grab the scarf, and you go rigid.
Same thing.
Your head tilts back, your eyes roll up. You see a guy that looks very similar to the guy who is on the couch. Probably looks about a few years older, and he has the guy on the couch has a very longish hair, like past shoulder length, and this guy has like much more like he probably has a day job because he has a much more work appropriate haircut style. And he's like, but he is on the floor, and you see a werewolf rip him open, like slash him across because as he's on the floor. Then you see the werewolf go down like it's gonna tear his throat out, and suddenly it's a vampire, and it bites him and draws blood, spends a few minutes drawing blood. His face is already that locked mask of terror that happens when a ghost attacks somebody. You see him as he does that. After he bites him and draws blood. What's another thing? Oh, he basically reaches out and plunges his hand into his chest, and he is this huge fur-covered creature that looks, for some reason, more terrifying than the werewolf. And it rips out the heart, and you can just hear it eat the heart. And then after that, it suddenly just swings down, shrinks down, and it is wearing the same clothes the guy laying on the ground was wearing, but where the head should be is just a glowing white figure of a head. And where the hands are coming out of the coat, there's just glowing white things that are shaped like hands. And as it turns around, the vision doesn't go away. As it turns around, it has no face, no eyes. It's got a little bit of bump for the nose and a line split for a mouth. And the line split opens, and you hear, "You don't want to follow this. Let it go." And then you wake up.
Oh, so you watched a guy die.
Oh, no, not necessarily. I watched a bunch of dogs die. That's a bit different.
There weren't dogs in my vision. Wait.
There's 3 dead dogs out there.
At this point,
now
can we
in
just say that
bags.
we exchanged stories?
Sure.
Interesting that the
collected
time
dogs'
changed there.
visions, I think, and then I had that vision of the dogs, sort of what killed them.
So you saw something that's different from me, and I saw something different from you, but it was the same thing for sure, and I think it talked to me.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it said you don't want to follow this one. Who else could it have been talking to? The only person who was here was dead.
Is there another one that we can follow then?
It turned away from the body to face, because where you're standing is like at the foot of the foot tape, so it turned away from the body as if it turned to face you before it said it.
Ah, it could see me. I don't like it.
This seems like the same event, except you got, and points to Elaine, you got the start, and you got the second part.
Or
Which is
it
odd
could be
that
tied to location.
Okay.
I say we get greasy food, a hotel room, and we talk about it over fries.
And
I like that idea.
I do too.
We also have a name.
DoorDash though, like
DoorDash. All right. But so
Take away
you
the
guys,
experience.
are you guys gonna head to the hotel then?
Yes.
All right.
yes, and we're gonna pick up some delicious Detroit-style pizza on the way.
And a pie.
I think that
And
she
a
was trying to say something earlier.
Say, I couldn't hear you.
I
No,
think
no,
that
no.
she was trying to say something. Was there something you wanted to add before we?
Well, I did. She did. Diana does say we also have a name and someone to investigate.
A name.
Yes, and there's something about the. I don't know why. Maybe this is just my little weird obsession, but so this individual gave them access to the ritual, as we've already discussed, because we shared all that information. But I keep coming back to the fact that he gave him information. He gave him like identifying information. And I am wondering if there was something in that information that he gave him that led to this or caused this. Say, like if he had written down a true name or a secret or some sort of binding that would have led to all of this. People here, and I'm sure you know, pointing to this, the spellcaster especially, to you, people share things that they shouldn't sometimes here in this world, especially online. I've seen some very interesting things that I would not have shared online. So I wonder if that the fact that identities are being changed, the fact that identities are being stolen, looking like someone, taking their outfit, and all of that, along with that information. I'm just wondering if there's a connection. That's all. I'm sorry. Pizza? Is that what you were saying?
And I think that's a good place to wrap.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you, everyone, staying. When we went way over time, and thank you very much for sticking out with us. But we did start pretty late too, so thank you all for being understanding. I'm gonna let these wonderful, wonderful people tell you where you can find their creations on the mighty, mighty interwebs, and then after that, on TikTok, we're gonna raid out into someone else's stream. We're gonna take our audience, jump into their audience, and do me a favor when you get there, refresh your screen. Either reload
On Twitch.
On Twitch.
I think you mean Twitch.
I said something wrong. Whoops. But yeah, on Twitch,
Yeah.
I'm going to raid out into the stream. Refresh your screen when you get there. We do this because we want to build community and we want to help out other streamers. And the way we do that is we make sure that they get the best analytics possible. And when you come in as a raid, for some reason, it only counts as one view, the person who raided. But if you refresh your screen, all of you count as a separate view for them, and it helps their analytics. And we love to help our community, so please do that. Also, on all our other channels, please have a great weekend. Tomorrow night is Renown's debut for his Chronicle, and so please be there for that. Paint the Town Red. It's going to be great. We're going to have that starting tomorrow night, and we need you guys to be there to make sure it's a big, big success, because Ren is great and wonderful, and we want him to have all the success he can. Thank you very much, Azoth. All the love back to you. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, raid out here, but we want you to do one other thing for us. We always say, at Dinner Game, we always save you a seat at the table, but we need you to be careful, stay safe and healthy, wear a mask when you can, social distance where you can. Almost all of us went to Gen Con, almost all of us got COVID. It's a thing, it's just there now. We're gonna have to be the responsible party in this and keep ourselves safe from it, and you need to too, because you need to have all your spell slots available so you can catch our content anytime you feel like it. We're gonna go ahead, like I said, raid out in there, but first, let these wonderful, wonderful folks tell you where you can give them some love. We'll start with Dice Goblin.
Sure. You can find me on most platforms as Dice Goblin Black Cat. And also you can find my dice that I make on my website, fateandfortunedice.com. And if you want to watch me play things, I'm here, usually. Dinner and a game I do every other Friday with this fabulous crew. And then I will also be starting another game in October, I believe, with two of these lovely people, where we will be exploring Fabula Ultima, which is so exciting, and that's going to be on a night to be determined at this point.
Yep.
And then also in sometime in October or November on the Starfield, I'm going to be joining another group playing some kind of cross between, I was told, X-Men, Teen Titans, and Danny Phantom. So I'm doing something there too. So that's right.
Nice.
What the heck is that?
It's gonna be on Thursdays. I don't know. Ask Shortbeard.
Oh, I know what that is.
I got
Got
tapped
it.
for a thing.
Yeah, yeah, I know what that is. Excellent. Thank you so much. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Perfect. We're
Don't
gonna
look for me other places. I won't be there.
I won't be there. We're gonna move around to High Thrall because High Thrall needs to go eat.
I'm going to make this as quick as I humanly can. Look for me, High Thrall, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If you want to check out my Patreon, that would be fantastic. I do have a game that is brewing and is in the works, but I will be giving announcements about that on TikTok as soon as it's ready to go, and I'm done.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Bishi, what about you?
I am easy to find on Twitter as Bishy Bunny. I'm easy to find on Twitch as Bishy Bunny. I recently had a big surgery and I went on a hiatus, but I am almost recovered. We will soon be going back. I will be running my Cyberpunk Red game on Mondays and Thursdays. That's a game that I run on Twitch through Tailspire, so you actually get to see the little figures moving around, and you can use your all the players use their own Hero Forge. We got one group who's running away scared from a cyborg that they are positive is going to eat them for a picnic. And another group where a raccoon decided to jump an elephant. That's the best I can describe it as. But if you want to see what's actually happening, you'll have to tune in. And yeah, and I'm also in other games. I'm on Diamond Dusk's Cyberpunk Red game. I love Cyberpunk Red, obviously. And soon, not this week, but soon, I will start also being in a Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars game, where I get to play a 9 foot 3 inches tall, basically Saiyan in the Star Wars universe. It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. And the best way to keep track of me, honestly, is on Twitter. I'm on there constantly, and quite frankly, I probably talk way too much. So, that's me.
Thank you so much. And finally, Vixie, where can people find you?
It's me, Vixie. You can find me anywhere there is social media in 2 platforms. You can find me at the Pocket Dragon Pub on Twitch, running and playing games. All the social media is at Pocket Dragon Pub, or you can find my personal ones at Vixie Bell or at Vixie Bell Cosplay, depending on which platform you're doing. The ones I use the most are Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so you can feel free to look me up on there. As far as what I have coming up, I am happy to say that for Hispanic Heritage Month, I will be over on Diversity Saves playing Pasión de las Pasiones. And of course, I had to draw La Belleza, so I'm excited to play that game. Feel free to check me out on there. That's going to happen on the 20th of this month. And then I will be in another game. And we're also participating in the Fabula Ultima game here on Dinner and a Game. And I will be playing Ryutama for Logomancy Media. So be sure to check those out. I believe they're one after the other. I have the Fabula Ultima game in October and the Ryutama game in November. And one last announcement too. If you guys are looking to have your tables GM'd personally by yours truly, I am now on Start Playing as a professional GM. My first 2 adventures are going to be going live soon, so be sure to check my social media for information on that. And that's everything that I've got going on, at least right now.
Then you can find all these amazing creators' links there, so you can find all these creations in our chat right now. Do me one favor, if you can do me any favor, go to their links, hit like or follow on one of their creations. We would all do this no matter what. It's our hobby and it's what we love to do. But having someone take that little bit of extra time to go through and like or follow our creations lets us know that they matter to someone else too, and that's a high we can't even begin to describe. So thank you all so much for joining us. Remember, on TikTok, on Twitch, we're rating out on all our social medias. Have a great weekend, guys. We love you, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Doodle.
Stay in the wild alone, no need for a crew. I've got my flaws and bonds and wish you well on your way. Wait, could I extend a quest full of mayhem? There is something dangerous in the plan. This game, it warms my heart.